today.
Yay. Nice. Coffee is good. E. E. I'm gonna click on that. Yeah. My mistake.
It's been 5 months. Momo, you've been in a coma this entire time.
No. And so is everyone else on the call.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. We all that's what we did. We're like
Very
we don't want
considerate of us.
you to feel left out, so
Everybody coma time.
everybody coma time. So I really like
Straight.
I get it. This animation's coming together really well. I like the Jade with the rifles. That's really cool. Yeah, not in this scene. No, the other scene that you had finished or roughed out, I suppose. Mhm. Nice. You're gonna use the like weird ass looking gun that she had in canon. Cool. It's kind of like a couple of real guns mashed together, sort of. I mean, it has real components. I was making a joke once that I have the closest thing to that gun that exists in real life. Although I don't think that that's strictly true.
Give Jade Ahab's crosshairs.
No.
Yes, you can. No, yes, you can. You can.
So
you definitely can.
It's a short-barreled AK variant, but it has like, and it's actually pretty much just the stock AK with an AR stock on it. I think you could probably get an AK that has an AR stock on it, but it's got a 30-round magazine or a 40-round magazine, which makes it look utterly ridiculous with that short of a barrel. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of funky looking, is all. It is yeah. It's an AR flash hider. It's an AR stock. It's a like an AK. I don't know, 74 SU body. Sure. I'm not as familiar with them. Yeah, it's an AKF-74 SU body with a like a rail grip on it, which is the thing that exists.
Okay, everyone, I'm gonna pop out.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for hanging, Daff.
Val instantly joins the party.
Yay! Val's outside. Let me in.
Let me in. Let me in. I understand. People are hard.
Hey,
How are you doing,
Val.
Val?
People is hard. Go ahead.
I bite you.
Why do you bite me? What I do?
I like biting. That's like
I
biting.
will
Gentle
screw you with a water
bite,
gun.
love
You
bite.
know.
Cat
We don't play
bite.
these games. I will
It's
screw
a
you with the
cat bite.
with the.
No, I'm Neko.
My day is good and it's better since I got to see all of you today.
Oh, thank you.
That's kind of gay.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, listen, I have the gay pass. All right, I've been given one by Momo. You know.
Oh, okay.
Oh
That-
fuck. Okay,
that's
I can't
fair.
argue with that.
Uh-huh.
I determine the rate at which gay.
Momo rewrites history.
My pudding is done. Would anybody like some pudding?
I want pudding.
What kind of pudding?
I was gonna make banana pudding, but I didn't use any banana, so it was just pudding and cookies all layered, and I let it sit in the fridge for overnight, so it's nice and soft and easy to eat.
I mean, that does sound pretty good.
I'm gonna put some whipped cream on top.
Nice. Nice. Ooh.
Oh.
I have
Strawberries.
oatmeal.
Damn, imagine being able to eat hazelnuts.
Oatmeal is good. Oh, hazelnuts.
Hazelnut.
Me and Bucky dead.
Yeah, to keep it safe.
Well, as long as you don't have that in the, as long as you don't have that in the mean cree server, it's a nut-free server.
Yeah, I think I just realized I had my own mic muted on the stream for a while because I'm using OBS to record some things. Okay, that might be better now.
Wait,
Yeah.
we're streaming?
Well, yeah, we're streaming. We're live. So,
Oh, I didn't know that. Hi,
no,
everybody.
then Chester says, so I finished making the video for my Spirit Fun mashup, plus the first entry sequence for my upcoming fan adventure. Hell yeah.
Nice.
I can't wait to be free of the Resolve Mine so I can catch up with all the fan adventures and stuff that I'm usually following. So
Wow,
hello,
that-
Cheshire. Good morning.
Some truck just let off a lot of bass right outside my house, and I could feel it in my little feetsies. That sucks.
Oh my.
Oh, feetsies, your toesies.
They're just they're just bumping some tunes. Do not be
Yes.
Fucking vibing.
Yeah, they're just vibing.
Can you vibe?
I open my window. Can you vibe a little further down the street, please?
No.
I'm
they
turning on
can't.
the stream so I can watch Momo draw.
Yeah. I'm planning to like maybe just come into the shot from like a full screen of just like white for Cetus, and then we kind of zoom out, and then there's the and then there's the rest of the Cetus mouth. But I gotta-
Cetus, deletus.
Cetus.
Rose
That's
and
what
resolve.
they really
relate.
need.
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah. Cetus, deletus. Just love the worm on the string.
Get rid of them.
Love that.
Get out of here.
Worm on the string.
Get out of here, worm.
What are we if not worms on
Worm.
strings? If you really think about it.
We'd not appreciate your kind here,
No, that's
worm.
not work.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
No, Sandy, that's not the worm. What? That's not the worm. It's the worm's tongue. Oh,
Oh, worm.
that's the worm.
Oh.
Worm. Yeah, this is just I'm
SpongeBob
just
books.
basically recreating the Alaskan bullworm episode.
Oh, get worm! Oh my god. June would 100% say, "Oh my god, Jade, it's the Alaskan bullworm!"
Would Jade get it? Because I think Squiddles is supposed to be like sort of a SpongeBob-esque, like it's a I don't know what's
I feel
going
like
on with that.
Jade would not know what it was, but Rose would just be sitting there rubbing, like not even pinching the bridge of her nose, but like full on rubbing her face,
Yeah.
like just from how silly June is being while like death is being fought.
Uh-huh. Oh.
It is the struggle.
Oh, art's hard. Oh no. Oh no, art's hard. Oh no, art's hard. Okay, no, it's fine.
Art's a scam. Remember, art's a scam.
It is. I'm coping.
You got this.
I'm coping.
It's a scam.
It's a scam.
Just keep
I'm fine.
coping.
I'm coping so hard.
Pog lips.
It'll be okay.
Pog cetus.
I know. She's just a gamer. Everyone's being so mean to her. She's just a gamer.
Throw pogs at her.
Yeah.
That's how you defeat her.
Growls.
White growls. White growls.
Pogs.
Pogs. What's wrong with pogs?
What is
I
Pogs
mean,
in the chat for Cetus.
Pogs in the
nothing,
chat.
nothing is really wrong with. I was gonna say a lot of things. That's not really true. They're
I
just
mean,
kind of pointless.
They're just
and-
kind of pointless. They're
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
They-
Cancri in the chat.
They encapsulate like the hubristic optimism of the 90s because
Yeah.
it's just like we thought we could do pogs and that, you know, cosmic justice would not fall down upon us, but of course it would.
Yeah.
We were living a
I mean,
lie.
It's funny because like Pogs existed not in their 90s form. They existed as a thing for a while, just like no one had fucking heard of them, and someone was like, but if we put marketable characters on these, we can sell lots of them. And that was true for about a month.
Alf, he's back in pog form.
And yeah, and then it very much wasn't. I remember there was an issue of Nintendo Power that came with some Pogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they were Mega Man X Pogs, I think. And I was just looking at them like, what the fuck are these? Like, this is so stupid.
What
Like,
are
what
we-
is the point of these?
What
Like,
are we gonna do with these? I remember there was
Yeah.
like a little keychain that came with if you got a ticket of the Pokemon 2000 movie,
mhm.
and you could open it up and there was a little Lugia Pog in there, and I was like, well, this is like it can go in the keychain. It's like a little collector's like little
Yeah.
coin almost. So I mean that's kind of fine. I left it in there, but then the keychain broke and it wouldn't close anymore, and I don't know where the Pog is, so it's gone.
Yeah, like,
Oh my god. People, I'm telling you. I'm sorry. Your stuff is super valid, but I just watched as somebody cooked a bunch of ground beef, right? And then
Oh yeah,
they
we
say
saw that
all
earlier.
this grease is disgusting, so wash it off.
No,
And
no,
then she rinsed the
no, no.
Oh,
You gotta
No.
wash your beef. Everyone knows
no,
that. Everyone
no,
knows that.
no,
You gotta
no.
wash-
wash your pasta.
No.
You have to wash your beef.
No,
Yes. You gotta
no.
wash
You mean the
all
You
the
can
flavor?
drain.
grease
You can
out.
drain some of the grease out, not down the fucking sink. You can
Not
drain
grease,
some of the grease
it's-
out.
It's not grease, it's fat. And
Yeah.
it's the thing that makes it's the whole reason why whatever you're eating doesn't just taste like a brick.
Yeah, you're
Why
gonna
would you
dry it
all-
out. You can drain out some of the fat. If you don't want all of the fat, that's
Right.
okay.
But,
But-
for whatever purpose you have it,
Don't
like
fucking
if I
wash
have
it off.
85-15, I'm making a burger,
Mhm.
right? And I want my burger
Yeah.
to be nice
Yeah.
and juicy, right?
Yeah.
So this is a waste. Like Wagyu beef is like 50% fat.
Yeah, like so if you're cooking something that you're gonna like make a sauce in the beef or you're gonna add liquid to it, like yeah, you should drain the fat out because otherwise you're gonna get separation of the sauce and it's gonna get all weird texture, especially when you refrigerate it. But like you should drain it, not rinse it, because you'll still have that little bit of that fat to give it some texture and some taste,
Mhm.
and then like you put liquid in on top of it. Like if you're just like I don't know, if you're just cooking beef with no season, why the fuck would you do that? I don't know. I don't know where you would be in a circumstance where you would just like kind of leave it, but like why would you rinse the beef? That's so
Disgusting.
weird.
Very strange. You're gonna get very strange, awful, dry.
It's not gonna taste
It's
good.
gonna be.
if you hate
Weird.
somebody a lot, you can be like, hey, that bacon grease, just put it in the sink.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's on the sink though. She does pour it
Yeah.
directly into her fucking sink, and it's like,
The bacon grease?
Like if she
No,
has
the-
like a
the-
cup
the
down there to
ground beef,
catch it or
ground beef.
something, she does
Oh,
not
yeah.
show us. So
I'll be departing. See y'all. It's nice to
Okey-dokey.
see everybody.
Have a
Adios.
good
Jack.
one.
bye.
Another revive.
Or if I have now, there's room for someone else to hop in if they so desire.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Mostly
good
if I'm-
kismesis thing. Be like, oh yeah, I made bacon and poured the grease down your sink. Aw, fuck. Kidding me?
That's just a hassle that I have
I was
to go
gonna say
through
that's
now.
not really like I don't know. That feels more just like an annoying thing to
Yeah,
do than
it's
anything
like-
else.
You're gonna like you just have to call a plumber, and it's just
Haha, I inconvenience
Well, yeah, but on top of
you.
everything else, it's like microaggression's not the right word, but like, it's just threatening.
Jeff's back.
That's bad.
It's back. Hello.
Daft is
I-
back again.
Oh no. I heard
Oh,
someone
no,
making
sorry.
an Eminem reference.
I fold my ears back.
Okay, so really cool thing about cats, when a cat lays with their stomach exposed to you, it's a sign of, it's actually a big sign of trust because when a cat is on its back, it is the most vulnerable. So it means that
Aw.
Velvet actually really fucking trusts me.
Oh, that's an adorable picture.
Oh,
Little
baby,
paws folded
baby,
up.
baby.
Hmm.
Baby.
So how is everyone doing on this bitch of an earth?
I just woke up
I'm doing okay.
Animate.
thinking about me and Cree.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
As one does.
Did anything happen in Homestuck over the past 2 weeks?
You mean since Andrew Hussey was yelling at people with like 100 followers?
Oh yeah, there was that. Okay, we had that. We had his brief return to Twitter, which was stupid.
Other than
Someone
that,
called him
no,
the
not
F-slur.
that I can think of.
um,
Yeah, a whole bunch of people call him slurs, and he shit on some people that weren't actually calling him slurs. So I don't know.
Just it's just we just can't have just a nice chill week. Something's always got to go down. So we're due for the next thing.
Yeah.
Is that SpongeBob? I'm not listening. I just heard something.
Other than that, I think it's been pretty quiet.
Which
That's
is
good.
Nice.
The Homestuck team Twitter hasn't answered a question in 2 weeks. High Swap Act 2 was released and was fine. Sure, I guess people just kind of stopped talking about it really quickly, actually, which, I mean, it is what it is.
That's funny. That's also not a good sign.
I mean, no, it's not. I wish it hadn't done some of the things it did. Overall, it was fine. It just had some problems. I don't think they would have been hard to fix problems, but whatever. Well, some of them would. I think the whole way that they portrayed the clowns was pretty gross, but that's Homestuck, so
Yeah.
I don't know what else I expected.
Ham steak.
Yeah, mistake. Yeah.
I've just decided, clowns can do what they want now.
Yes.
Clowns can just do what they want.
That's true.
Clowns are right.
That is. Yes, exactly. Well,
Look at Shahad juggling Zephyrs. He loves it. He's having a great time. He really likes it.
I still am so mad that they didn't do like a bunch of different mini games for the clowns because Chahut throwing axes at you and you have to dodge them with a rhythm game would have been so much fucking fun.
Ooh.
But they should have
would've
just
been
used a dual
fun.
axis or directional rhythm game like every other game that rips off DDR. Like you don't have to do something different. You can just rip off DDR like every other rhythm game. There's a reason. DDR is a really solid rhythm game. And it translates well into a controller, which I don't know why Hive Swap Act 2 didn't have controller support, but whatever.
I wouldn't even know how to program that in.
I mean, they're using Unity, so not with great difficulty. Like,
Oh, you can do that in Unity?
yeah, they have full API support for standard controller APIs, including the Xbox and the PlayStation, and just generic, joystick controller. But if the game's not doing anything that would preclude you using a controller.
I just remembered. I have pot stickers.
Ooh.
Love pot stickers.
David, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, bad kitty.
Oh, it's not doing anything. Oh, it's my neighbors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't believe you would accuse your cat.
I'm sorry, David. You're just smelly.
Dag, dag.
Dag dag.
Dag, dag.
I wish this game had like good afro hairstyles. There's like one afro hairstyle that I really like, but it's
What
like
is
a
this?
girl hairstyle.
Is this The Sims?
The Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have made a Gamzee already.
Nice.
I just use custom content.
Custom
Oh,
stuff.
you
Yeah.
do?
I can't live without it, really.
Okay, give me your custom content. Holds out my hand.
I mean, I could just upload my mods folder like somewhere, and you could have it.
That is what I mean. What did you think I was talking about? Did you want
Oh,
me
like for
to make
real?
you
I
go
thought
to
you were
every
like
single web
joking.
page?
No.
Did you want me to make you go to every single web page, then link it in whatever chat room that you like, while I meticulously download every single mod? Get real, childish Hamzino
All
or
the-
Cole 2.
all the
Cole
channels,
2.
Cole 2, the sequel to Cole, all the
You got a Cole
channels
1.
in the Act 8
Cole
server
1.
are just loose suggestions. You can actually post anything anywhere.
Except for the ones that are locked.
Except for the ones that are locked. There's only one locked like voice channel. That's for the clown. It's for when I need a clown pit and I just have to be in my stupid clown brain. And I need my
Oh, I know.
clown.
I meant the one that like the whips channel is like officially
Oh,
locked off
yeah,
for
that's
everybody but a few
right.
people.
Oh yeah. I think
Actually, though, it's just the music channel.
I don't.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
we
it's
kept
just-
putting music in the
yeah,
wrong
and it's
channel.
like wrong. Get out of there.
Oh, Momo,
Uh-huh.
did you ever finish my fic?
No, I woke up super late and I was like, oh shit, I have to get ready for the stream. So I've been
Oh.
getting ready for the stream and now I'm streaming.
Oh, don't worry about it. I just
I
want to
will
know
also.
what you thought.
I will think. I will think at some point.
Thoughts.
Thoughts.
Thoughts
are
you think
real?
Don't worry, Cole. Thoughts aren't real. Go back to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Every time Carcat has a problem, I'm like, we need to get you some hoes. Goodness gracious.
No, he's not allowed. He's married.
When Carcat wasn't married, and I'm just like, damn. It's like that meme. You know that meme? Gotta get you some hoes.
I don't know this meme. I'm getting kind of old. I'm getting behind the times.
Here, Daff, let me
You know
clear
what?
out my broken CC for you
I
before
wasn't
I
gonna
actually
talk about
upload
this,
it.
but I was like combing my hair yesterday and I found a single strand of like graying hair.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh no, Daff.
No, gray hair is like
Well,
really distinguished and cool.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure it's the stress of the pandemic, and I haven't had a regular sleeping schedule.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it can be like held off if I just started taking better care of myself, but that's
You
probably
should.
not gonna happen.
No, you should.
Well, no, I've been like extremely stressed these past several months, but now new job, so maybe maybe now that I have a new job, I will fucking be able to have a normal sleeping schedule, because that's how my sleep works. Whenever I am good job, I sleep.
Whoa.
Oh fuck.
Whoa. DoorDash is $19 per hour? I
Right.
gotta look into that. The fuck? That's good.
DoorDash just 19 an hour?
In
Dang.
Florida. I just don't want any contact stuff. I don't mind driving around. I just don't want to contact.
Aren't they all doing no contact deliveries right now?
Yeah, I just don't want to like. Ugh, I don't mind driving around. I just wouldn't want. Just preferably would not want to be in a space where I have to contact with people.
Oh yeah, I got a work at home job, which is super nice.
Oh,
I have to
good.
go in on
Oh, excellent.
Tuesday, and like, they're either gonna download the equipment on my computer, or I'm gonna get like work computers. I have strongly requested work computers because it works better for me. But whatever those guys want to do.
Yeah. I work from home, but I actually remote into the computer on site. So the computer is like basically a box under a desk somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a monitor or keyboard or anything hooked up because it just needs the internet connection. So I can log in on code at my PC.
Cool.
Also, the mattress that I am sleeping on is very uncomfortable. That also might. Yeah. I need a new mattress. I just need something to help me sleep and get me on a regular eating schedule, because I do not eat like I should.
I hate eating. I hate it. It's bad. It's such a hassle. Every day I have to decide.
Damn.
Every day I have to decide what to fucking eat, and it's the worst, and I don't want to do it. I'm gonna just go buy more Thai food tonight because I got my Christmas bonus last
Thai
week,
food is good.
and I'm gonna spend it all on takeout in like a
Yes.
couple weeks because I have no more self-control anymore.
Mobo, give me $40 so I can buy Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Complain about fucking plants. Oh yes.
All right. So it sounds like we're all surviving. We're all thriving. DBNet's here. Hi, DBNet. I'm trying to get this done so that people can hear your super cool track. As I'm finishing it, there might be like one or two more things I might want to do for the track, like really small things, like drums in one spot, and then like another little leitmotif reference like right at the end. But I might even just be able to like layer it over myself. I might be able to do it. So I'll only bother you if I have to, because you've already been super generous with making what you have had, and it's really good, and I appreciate it. But I may still pester you. We'll see. Okay, have I...
Boy, I hope these Sims that I invited into my house didn't steal anything, or else I would find them and MCC command center them to die.
Not until after you get your stuff back, I hope. Because if they're dead, they'll take your stuff. Okay, time to watch this back and see if I need to add more frames anywhere. I think maybe here, and also one of these frames is not good.
Do you ever just like meet a bummy person and you're like, you're bummy, and that's it?
Bummy?
A bum.
Like they're
Big
always
ol'
they're always
bum.
just asking for stuff and they never.
No, just well, kind of, but bummy. Tired of.
Oh, maybe I can just get rid of that
Bite 'em.
frame.
Got a point.
I can just get rid of that frame. Oh no, I can't do that.
A bummy person. I don't know, but I watched that episode of Mad Men where Don Draper had a flashback to his childhood about his father being really shitty to a bum.
I mean, like, bums are not bad, but there's just some people who just.
No, I should be clear. It was a hobo. Now, hobos and bums are different.
Yeah. Just thinking of bummy
Welcome,
person.
Magnolia, into my house. Please don't steal anything. I am watching you. Oh my fucking god, this bitch literally stole something.
Maybe.
It's sad because this is a sim that I made. Okay, everyone, please collectively give me your Sims knowledge. How do I get my countertop back?
I don't know.
She stole your entire countertop? That's really bad.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Those are like installed. How do you do that?
You can do that in The Sims. You can do that.
But
It is
they're like
completely possible.
But they're like installed. Like if I wanted to go like get a countertop from somebody, I couldn't do that because I don't have power tools. Like, and if I just showed up to their house with a bunch of power tools and I did start dismantling the countertop, I feel like they would notice. I don't feel like I could just sneak that by them.
Okay.
The Sims 4 is real.
Left a tray.
No, I just think maybe you shouldn't let the sim steal a countertop because that just seems very silly.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. Oh, that's just it's.
Though
it is silly.
it would be really funny if they took out like a hammer and just started like chiseling it off your wall.
It's like, oh, that's a lot, buddy.
I miss
Okay, you know
Robbers
what? I am
from
so
The Sims
sorry, but
3.
she is the mother of a kid But I think I'm going to have to kill this sim.
Oh.
What?
She has 3 children. I'm going to kill her.
All right, capitalism.
That's just how the Sims is sometime.
You're being a capitalist.
Sometimes you just gotta be murdering. It's fine. It's fine.
You're an orphaner.
Okay, she's dead.
You're dual scar. You're dual scar.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Dual scar.
Well, she was the one who fucking stole.
I think you can get things from their inventory. Sims is always an adventure. Gamers, and society.
Yeah, it's too late. She's dead.
You make me want to play The Sims. We can't both play The Sims on stream.
Yes, we can both play The Sims. I'm actually on my phone talking to you from my phone.
Oh, is
The
that
thing
actually the
is-
problem? Oh no.
Is if I play The Sims, I'll play it for 15 minutes and then get bored, like I have been recently, and I'm making that The Sims' fault because they've had plenty of opportunities to change that.
That is true. Now that everyone is crying, it is a good opportunity for me to refill my vampire thirst. Hello, Bako Jang.
Just be
That
eating
is too
people.
much. That is too much. Maybe up? Maybe more up?
Yeah, this
More
game
up.
is just
Yeah.
fun whenever
Yeah.
you do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm
Yeah.
applying to jobs because I need money.
Get that job, Neil.
God, I hope I don't get fired.
Oh my god, Momo. I also hope you don't get fired. You won't
Like-
get fired though.
I just don't. I just do not like how things have been going lately, and I don't think anyone else there likes it either. So, I'm just not assuming that it's not gonna happen just because I don't trust anybody. I especially don't trust nice people. So. It's like, what are you trying to be? Why are you trying to be nice? What do you have to fucking prove? So, yeah.
Even the Grim Reaper is acting fucking silly. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a silly game.
They're making it
No.
sillier, which is like I is okay, but what if I don't want all of my Sims to be all silly all the time?
What if I want, like, one person who just isn't a fucking goofball?
What if I just want somebody to brood? You know? I want
What if I just...
like a
Continue.
what is the word? I just want a sim who laments all day.
Just
That's
want
what
to
I
grill
want.
for God's sakes.
I just want to grill for God's sake.
I don't like this frame either. I wanted more of the snappiness.
What
I
if I
guess.
want a sim who's a clown vampire?
You could do that.
I mean, I know, but that's the joke.
Oh well.
That's how
Sorry.
fucking silly this game is. But now everyone's acting a
No, I
fucking fool. It makes it less effective. If everyone's acting a fool, then it's not as funny.
It's just you can't really play the game anymore because some absolutely fucking wild bonker shit is always happening whenever you're just trying to like do anything remotely normal. It's just always throwing shit at you all the time, and it's not an enjoyable play experience. So I never like to actually play The Sims. I just like to make the
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah,
I miss The Sims 3 is all I'm gonna say.
the only way I can have fun in this game is if I just do whatever the fuck I want. Just make it as crazy as humanly possible.
Sims 3? I'm playing Sims on the DS. I don't know about you. Sims on the Game Boy slapped. It was really good. I love those pixels.
Gotta have those pixels.
It's like I just want to play a game to relax. I don't want everything to be crazy. I need everything to slow the fuck down.
Sometimes I like crazy, but you know, I play The Sims in the most evil way possible.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do to enjoy it. You just have to be fucking crazy.
You just
I'm
have to be
not.
fucking
I'm
crazy and say, you know
not,
what? If my
though.
Sim's gonna go out here and drown himself, which yes, he did it on himself.
That was
on
Dirk, right?
On purpose. Dirk did it, yes, on purpose.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
Dirk.
turn all of his family into children and make him deal with a bunch of screaming babies, and I'm having a good time.
Oh,
It is very chaotic.
Oh, okay. So this wasn't like just the family being punished. You didn't let him like perma die. You made him be alive again.
Yeah, I put him back into the game and I said, no, you're alive now. And then I just said, well, I'm gonna shrink all of your family into babies.
Damn. All right,
And so
It's
he had to
very,
deal
it's, you know,
with,
like,
a
it's
bunch
very
of toddlers,
Greek.
and
It
it's
just
good.
feels like a very, like, you know, Greek myth solution to the problem. I'm into it.
right?
Don't commit suicide in my Sims game.
Don't do
my
it.
God, don't do it.
Don't do it.
This
Don't
feels
ask
like
for a
something
lot.
I
Just don't
would
commit
write.
suicide in my Sims game.
Don't do it,
Yeah.
buddy.
Don't do it. If I'm not killing you, or you're not dying
that's
from
too
like
much.
some weird, stupid Sims reason, don't do it, bud. Okay? If you need to get out of the pool, get out of the pool.
Just get out of the pool.
chill in there
Don't make this
until
about
you
you.
fucking die.
Don't make this about you, okay?
Don't make this about you, because then I'm gonna make it about you.
Yeah,
and you're not gonna
in a
want
way that you won't enjoy it. You think
The
it's what you
fucking
want.
Grim
but you're-
Reaper is one of Masaharda's fans. Incredible.
Honestly, goals. I want the Grim Reaper to be a fan of me.
You know what? I could actually add this motherfucker to my household.
Then he'll turn into like a real Sim, though, won't he? Won't he turn into like
Yeah,
a
he will. He will absolutely turn into a real sim.
Can we fuck him?
Yeah,
You can
after he
actually fuck
becomes
the
a
Grim
real
Reaper,
Sim.
Yeah.
It's an age-appropriate stream, sort of.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Mostly.
I'm sorry.
I like that you can romance your scarecrow
Oh, cute.
in The Sims 4. That was like the last thing that I had fun with.
Also, this game and its fucking constant updating is throwing way too much at you. It just does too much.
I don't get
And
why
at the
they
same
needed to
time,
change
not
the
enough.
interface again. Like, it looks better than the last one they did, but, like, damn. It feels like a waste of time when people are complaining about all this shit, other shit that they've got going on.
Wow.
Okay, this might work. I've done it. I've done some anime. Now we have to do line art, and I want to sit here for a second and rest my little brain because I had to think really. Wow. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking.
By the way, is the kleptomaniac trait like hard brewed into this game? Because I kind of want to get rid of it. I absolutely hate that Sims will come to my house and just steal shit.
Okay, let me read.
Oh,
chat.
maybe there might be a mod where you can remove that trait.
Probably. Gunner channel asked Momo if you slapped a mosquito on your arm and it felt metallic, would you ever tell anyone? Probably not. I don't like dealing with problems. I'm just gonna wait until I'm probably already like half transformed into already have like the Technocyte virus and I'm half metal or whatever. Which
Yeah,
isn't
you're gonna
good.
turn into Buzz Swole.
Whoever that is, yeah. That's just it's gonna happen. I'm just that negligent to like when a problem starts to show itself, I just assume it'll go away on its own, which is a really bad habit, but it does typically work. So I mean, is it that bad?
It's bad. It can be bad in certain cases.
That's fine.
No, it's not fine.
I'm doing okay.
You're gonna make
For
one
the
from
record,
up
this
there.
is Buzz Swole.
I wasn't looking at the chat, so I missed what Chester said that I said that sounded like a Vriska thing. I don't know. Am I kidding Vriska now? I don't can. It never made sense to me as a thing I would do. No disrespect. But also
Don't disrespect the Kinnies.
I don't know, we're disrespecting the Kinnies. Unless they're Dave Kinnies.
Oh shit.
That's just because I'm disrespecting Dave a lot lately. But I have to medically. I have a doctor's note. It's a
Give a
condition.
doctor's note. Yeah.
It's a condition.
It says you've been diagnosed with hate Dave syndrome.
I've been diagnosed with hate Dave syndrome. It's not really hate. Like, I still want what's best for, like, all the characters. I want to see them thrive, but I just, like, have strong opinions about the knights and how they've done goofed a lot.
Yeah, I gotta be real with you. I borderline hate every character that aren't the clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to make me get invested in other characters by way of me liking you as a person to be kind to any other Homestead character that aren't the clowns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm clown-centric at this point. Because if you like the clowns, you realize that every other character kind of sucks.
Yeah,
and it would be actually really
all shit.
They're all shit. It'd be really great if the story like realized, yeah, this story is completely comprised of like pretty shitty teenagers. But then you know it wasn't like, oh, but you like the wrong one. Like, no, they all suck. Like, it's fine. That's okay because they're traumatized children. So it's not like imperative that they're good people. They don't have the resources to like be good people.
I'm sorry, Velvet.
Aren't you a self of rage? Wouldn't you like to be rude to Sims? No, self of rage doesn't mean I'm rude or I like to be rude to Sims. I don't like playing The Sims because like simulated people, real people can be too much. Simulated people can also just be too much. Like I just want to look at the architecture.
And the point of those little simulated people is to be way too much. Because if they were real, like us, like they'd be pretty boring.
That's what I want. I want boring. I want really boring.
Is there
There's
a mod
mods for that.
Sims that make them just like regular people?
Basically, yeah. I had a mod. It came with a bunch of traits, and one of them was stoic.
Yeah.
And that just made them like a normal person, pretty much. Like
Nice.
nothing was as exciting. They weren't emoting very frequently. Like
good. That's what I want. Please.
But then I was like,
That
I
is
need an
actually
extra
what I
slot
want.
because I'm gonna give most of my Sims the stoic trait then. Or I think
It's
I had one
also,
where,
like-
where it was stoic and then it was very stoic, so you could have like a mild and extreme version of it.
It's like, if I want to have fun with my Sims game, I will do it on my own terms. I don't need Sims stealing things from my other Sims house because that shit makes me go fucking insane.
Yeah, I don't experience that much. I wonder why that's happening for you.
Ugh.
Like,
Maybe
all
I'll
of
just
your
worry
randomly
about-
generated townies are kleptomaniacs.
No, it was a Sim that I fucking made. It was Magnolia,
What the
and then I
fuck?
killed her, and she married someone and had 3 kids with them, and I killed her because I was that mad about it.
Households
Yeah.
should not like do things when you're not playing them like that.
You can turn that
Yeah,
off.
Oh, okay, good.
Like, how do you turn kleptomania off? Please,
I don't think
someone
you can
tell
turn
me.
kleptomania off. I think you probably have to download a mod for that.
Or just remake the sim without the trait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
I
you,
could
everyone.
go on forever about The Sims though. So I'm gonna try not to.
Yes, because it sucks.
I just really like making the spaces, and I would like to. It's just there's so many stories you cannot play out with that game. You can't really represent any lifestyle that's not like the atomized, like suburban house or the really really expensive apartment.
It's
or,
like white suburbia.
yeah,
like,
it's all very
um,
like middle or
yeah.
upper class experiences. Is like that's not like I can't make an apartment that looks like the one I was in, or even the one I'm in now. I can't make like houses and properties that really look like the ones that I've like stayed in. It's not. It's just like I can't tell the story of like these characters as who they are and what their experiences would be, because the game's like it only represents like a certain range of class experiences, that are just not like. It's not enough to represent the kind of people that I know in my life.
Yeah. I was really surprised to see them in the last pack that they did, like, incorporate a whole other culture, like, solely in that pack, which, like, that was nice.
Oh, it's
so
like the
that it's like
Japanese
less
hack.
like yeah, so it was less like America Simulator, but um
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get other things besides that too. So like I hope they keep going.
Yeah.
Let's be real, they're probably not going to do that.
Yeah, it seems like everything we want, they're like, we know you want that, like we hear you, but here's something that you didn't ask for at all. Like the Star Wars pack, that's basically just an ad for Disney World. Like nobody wanted this.
They just
Oh,
wanted.
so that's why they put in
No,
the
they just
Star Wars
needed to
pack.
make some money. Like they're just taking some Disney money.
Yeah, I
Really?
think that is probably what it is.
It's
EA
EA.
does love money.
EA is like, you know that they have a huge say in how that project is developed and
Yeah.
run and what people are working on, and it's like probably pulling teeth to ever do something that
Right.
would really make it a good game.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
you
it
wanna-
took us 6 years to get like proper skin tones, so I mean,
God.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
here's something.
and memories.
Here's something cursed. You know, EA's BioWare division that's in Austin, Texas. Their offices are less than a mile from my house.
Oh.
Oh.
Janaya, I didn't know you worked at EA. Please tell me why you have decided to ruin The Sims for me.
Yeah, why'd you do that, Janaya?
Well, for
actually have
one
a cousin
thing,
that
that's
worked-
not
that
the
worked at
division
EA.
that works on The Sims. And for another thing, if I worked at EA, I wouldn't tell anyone about it. No, actually, I've heard it's horrible. I actually have a friend or an acquaintance that did work at EA. Like she was actually fairly like she worked at BioWare and she was one of their like writing leads. And apparently, was a really, 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 really bad place to work. Like just a horrible environment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, EA
I
had
would
that.
not want to work at EA.
BioWare had that whole thing with Cullen's voice actor on
Oh, God.
Twitter and YouTube. That was
What happened?
really something.
Mm.
So two writers left BioWare recently, and it's not entirely clear why. There's some murmurings that there was some sort of disagreement, internal conflict that may have led to it, but that could also just be rumors. Like, there's no actual evidence of it, like really concrete evidence. But two writers who had been with the Dragon Age series for a long time left BioWare. And one of them wrote like this very, very standard, nice, polite, like leaving the project kind of goodbye letter. It was public, and then it was like that was it. But Cullen's voice actor, Greg Ellis, who is kind of infamous at this point for just being like this, like tried to put I don't remember the name of the writer who left on blast for like you betrayed like the team and you're an evil social justice warrior and
Oh, wow.
like
Oh.
it's so bizarre. It's so frankly bizarre. And everyone was like exhausted with him, and so he went on YouTube and made like a 40-minute in-character rant video as Cullen about like cancel culture and shit, and it's
Oh.
the most fucking no. I know it's like you watch it and it's really something. I can't watch it. If I watch like more than 30 seconds, my skin starts to melt off. Like it's really bad.
Oh my god.
So that happened. So yeah. So when I hear that weird shit maybe is going on at BioWare, I believe it.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, I had a cousin that worked at EA.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Yeah,
have
like
a
a
lot of the
cousin who
Sims
works at
packs,
Nintendo,
so,
huh?
You know.
Oh, my
No,
friend's
like, for
dad
real,
is
like, for
Reggie
real.
Fils-Aimé.
joking.
Because my family lives in Austin, so I have a cousin that works at EA, and she was telling me it's a really shitty place to work.
Yeah. EA bad.
There's a lot of really weird shit going on, and like she wouldn't be really specific about it with me. I think because she knows that I am obsessed with The Sims. So she was like whatever, but I swear, I know that sounds like a fake lie, but I have no reason to lie to
Not
you.
Really, I mean, like
Oh, people work at video game studios?
A
That's
lot
like...
of people in Austin, like you know at least one person who at least somehow works. Like EA it's a major office in Austin. Like, it's right here in North Austin. It is. I'm not joking. It is less than it's like half a mile or 3/4 of a mile from where I live. It's right off of West
Well,
Farmer.
I believe you.
I think they have BioWare and like one other division. I know BioWare is like the main one. So
Yeah, I don't know what division she was in. I don't like to ask people questions.
yeah, no,
But-
that's legit.
Yeah, questions are bad.
It just feels like I'm like bothering people. So I like to be like, can I ask you something? And then I'll ask you one thing, even though there's like maybe possibly 12 other things I'd like to ask you.
Oh.
Ooh, I had a little thought that I wanted to think.
Kleptomaniac thing is hardwired into this game. I'm
Mhm.
actually gonna have to do some serious like fucking digging to find a mod that will disable it.
Do you mind if I like have a little
that's not it.
interjection about Jenna Marbles?
Sure.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so there's like a lot of things going on about Jenna Marbles and some musical, and my take as a black person is that as much as I know that it's healthy for those to like take breaks from the internet, think about your mental health, but Jenna Marbles as a white woman did a whole bunch of like really racist joke videos at the expense
Yeah.
of like black people and Asian people, and as much as I understand how like making like someone using your like sincere words and thoughts in like a musical as like like as a part of like a rewind and stuff, like I see like how that can be upsetting, but have 20 you have 20 million followers, you are a white woman, and you made the executive choice to separate yourself from your racist past, and you can take a break. You can separate yourself from that situation while these minorities cannot. I cannot separate myself from the racism I feel every day, but she can separate herself. And the second that you can take some time away, like you can separate yourself and deflect or reflect and have that like ability, that's a privilege that many people don't have. And as much as I feel bad that Jenna is like feeling some type of way, I feel like she should also understand that she has that privilege to get off social media, to leave her platform. And I think that in of itself, that's why I don't feel exceptionally bad, because it's like, well, you can leave. You don't have to interact with anything. You have the privilege, you have like the money and the means to just like leave. And people don't have that in real life.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm like, oh, that was like kind of sad that like they made a joke out of it, or they like made like a musical out of it, and I know Julian was like upset about it, but at the same time, I don't care when the elite or the 1% are upset, because it's like, I know we're all human, we all have feelings, but you're in a place that many others do not, and I am sorry that you have to shed tears, but people are shedding blood, and I don't care. I'm sorry. Like Jenna Marbles,
just,
I
realize.
really enjoy her content, and my friend who is Korean, we both would watch her videos together. And when that happened, we both looked at each other and said, as much as we enjoy her content, that still hurts us. That she, like, I understand leaving, but she could have done, like, with 20 million followers, she could have like promoted stuff for like voting, Black Lives Matter, and I get like like, oh, I'm gonna take a break from the internet. You are completely disenfranchising your white voice to help others, and I think that is also just as damning as leaving.
Yeah, like you should, if you have the platform, it's the path of least resistance just to dip out and not, like, she's basically admitting that she doesn't think there's anything she can do to make up for what she did, which is patently false. Like, you spent so much time building a platform on racist shit, and then you just dip instead of doing anything to like mitigate that. Like, is like something that says this is why what I did was wrong.
I just get tired of the whole I'm gonna leave. And it's like, I get like taking time for yourself, but like if you have the platform and the means to help others, do it, because that in it of itself is an apology. You running away because like depression and suicidal thoughts are one thing, and that's horrible, but you have the means to get therapy and help when other people who have been affected by you cannot. And I think it's, as much as like I feel like as a person to person I feel bad, it's more like I also don't. Like, it's not fair. It's selfish in a way. It's really selfish.
Yeah, I'm black
Yeah.
and Filipino, so Asian troubles and black troubles affect me like both equally hard.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've it just sucks. Like I see people like I know like I personally don't feel bad because I wish they didn't take down the video only because Julian and Jenna have so many followers. People are like, oh, that's so shitty, blah blah blah. But the person who created the musical, I think, is Asian. So it's like, who are you to tell someone not to make a musical out of something that out of an apology that this person should be taking? You know? And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, so you're telling this brown Asian woman that her musical is shit because she uses Jenna's sad white woman tear apology in it. And I'm like, well, fuck you. The apology wasn't for you, so I feel like if you are Asian or black, you can use that apology however you fucking wish and
Yeah,
see.
like if the intention is to make meaningful, like, um, meaningfully repair like the impact that you've had, then like you let that go. You recognize that you don't have the fucking right. It's a serious problem that like the white women can always like
Turn on
make
the
ourselves be the most vulnerable in any situation, and it's totally inappropriate.
Yeah, it's like I saw Julian like crying about it because he was like upset, and I understand like seeing your life being like your livelihood being like ridiculed and like talked about by people is not comfortable, but at the same time you're in a position of power whether you like it or not, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to realize that. And I just felt kind of bad because I like I like their content, but at the same time it's like you using your white tears in your stream in your like in your videos is swaying people to attack this brown woman who is making a musical. Do you not see how counterintuitive that is? Do you not
Mm-hmm.
recognize that? And I don't think anybody else is because like, oh, but Julian's so nice. I don't care if he's Santa Claus. He's a white man profiting off of this, and I will not have it.
Yeah.
Whether I like his cooking videos or his
You
dogs.
shouldn't have it. Like they seem like nice people, but you can't just be nice. Like
Yeah.
like Parasite. I started to quote a movie about something that's very like more real and immediate, but like when you have all of the resources that you might have, when you have a lot of money, you have a huge following, like it, the niceness that you have is kind of meaningless if you can't make like
Yeah.
meaningful decisions about like more difficult, challenging things.
Right.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta work with discomfort a little bit better than that.
Yeah. And like,
I was
don't
in a
get me
position.
wrong, I
Oh, go ahead.
love Jenna Marbles. I don't know what's going on recently, but like, I'm so sick of apology videos because one, like, people don't ever actually address what they did wrong. You know, like they don't like. Some of them will sound remorseful or whatever, but like, are you understanding why you need to be like why what you did is wrong? Like, and are you explaining that to people because you've
I mean,
been doing
Jenna
it over
Marbles,
here and you're making it normal, so you need to tell
her
people why it's wrong?
her apology video was really good, and people like made a big fact about that. And because she worded her apology video very well, she recognized what she did wrong and brought it up. People were like kind of gave her the pass, which are like, oh, well, Jenna, she apologized and it was a really good apology, but like for me I'm like, okay, that's not enough. Like you like I get that you need time to
Yeah.
reflect and stuff, but like like I guess you have the ability to never come back to the platform, but if you're never going to come back to the platform and you're making that true, delete your channel, because if you have all those like connections just sitting there and you're not going to do anything, it's the same thing as a rich white person sitting on a whole bunch of money and they're not even going to do anything to help their community, and it's kind of useless. So it's either
Yeah.
come back to your channel or just post some awareness things, like literally make a 5-second video where the description just says places you can donate and help people and to vote, or
Yeah.
delete your channel because you're doing nothing. And I
Mhm.
hate to say it, but like an apology without action is nothing.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I meant. Sorry,
yeah,
it took
you
me
can't
a
just
while to get there.
you can't just
Yeah,
atomize
that's why,
yourself.
like,
Mhm.
YouTube apologies are so fucking meaningless if you're not willing to actually do
They're so
something about the
meaningless.
bigotry you perpetuated and have been perpetuated for fucking years, then it doesn't mean shit.
It really doesn't.
Yeah. I was just watching something and it just made me think because I just get tired of people who are like, "Oh, I'm a big like I guess like I know Charlie D'Amelio is a child, but I'm like you should not have as many followers as the population of Egypt."
Hmm.
And if
Al-
like it's like
Also,
there should be like a cap for that. That's a lot.
also, Jenna Marbles is not a child. Jenna
Yeah,
Marbles is
definitely.
almost my age. She's 34. Like, ma'am, you have no fucking excuse to act like this.
Yeah, she's basically just throwing a tantrum, and people are letting her get away with it because the fucking tears, the fucking waterworks.
What's
Yeah, like-
going on with the musical thing? Did somebody make a musical about her leaving or something?
Yeah. Like they made like a little song about her like sorry video and it wasn't even like malicious or anything. And it's like as much like I know Jenna feels like bad for her past and the things that she's done, but like leaving is not the answer. You know? Like, you know, she's a grown woman. She should recognize that and like of course taking time for yourself and like healing and realizing what you've done, but like just leaving, if you're gonna leave, like fucking delete everything. Don't just have it sitting there being useless. Like help the people you've disenfranchised by your words and like perpetuated those microaggressions and stereotypes instead of just fucking leaving, you know? Like donate all that ad revenue money that you're making off of those videos. Don't just delete them. Like do something. I just hate those apologies where they're just like, I'm sorry I did this. Okay, and like what if I don't accept your apology? You leaving is like a kick in the face. I can't leave racism, and yet you
Yeah.
can leave? You can leave criticism? I can't.
Wait a minute. Mazahara fucked?
What?
Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm just a quick aside, but apparently my sim has fucked.
I
I
can
didn't
we
know about
not?
it until now.
Wait,
Can we?
no! This is a Dav the chat.
We're live, please. Can we?
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. You can continue talking about the racism.
Yeah, those are just my onions, my
They're
really
good-
strong
no, yeah.
onions.
Yeah, I
Good,
was
strong
honestly
onions.
really disappointed that she didn't say anything or put any links like in her apology video. I was like,
Yeah, she
That's-
didn't speak up anymore about Black Lives Matter. I'm just like, you have
No.
20 million followers and you just fucking leave. You just leave, and like as much as I find Julian fun, Julian and PewDiePie game together. So it's like, what is
No.
this apology, Miss Ma'am? What are you doing? Like you're not
Mhm.
you're not actively aiding the community. Like you're just like people called you out and you apologized effectively, but you didn't do any more work after that. You know? You didn't
Yeah.
like repair the damage you did. And honestly, I feel like that musical should still be up because it's a criticism on someone who's like when you're big enough to be criticized, you're just gonna have to deal with it. If I had
Yeah,
20
that's-
million followers and I got criticized, well then hunky dory. That's you know, double-edged sword is what you deserve.
I mean, that falls under fair
Right.
use, right? It's a criticism.
yeah.
This-
Yeah, and people are like,
Yeah,
oh, but
much
Jenna
like
looks so sad and remorseful, and she makes me so happy with her content. Like, if I heard Mr. Rogers say the N word, he's still getting these damn hands. I don't
Yeah,
care.
right.
Yeah.
God.
You just like you have to take adult responsibility, and like sometimes that means not just resting on your fucking laurels or like going woe is me. You gotta take that next step. There's like I keep saying there's a step 2. Like that's why it's so frustrating, like not to make it about Homestuck, but it's just so frustrating for Homestuck trying to be progressive when it's not meaningfully doing anything about anything that happened like in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could go into some
Yeah.
really NSFW territory.
It could.
Don't do that.
I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Oh, I'm not saying that as in I want to talk about the NSFW stuff, but recently, this reminds me, there actually was a big thing about Homestuck that happened recently. Remember that post that the Homestuck account made a little while ago that it was essentially for adults
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and that minors should potentially not be engaging with Andrew Hussey's content? Where was this fucking
mean-
content warning 10 years ago?
Right, like
Right.
that ship's
For that
kind of
matter.
fucking
Oh.
sailed.
Here's something
Where
that
was
happened
this
in the
content
last.
warning when Hussey was fucking making his work in the first place? his work is like aggressively not for kids, and minors should not have been engaging in this community and with his
And
work in
yet,
the first
here
place.
I am.
Yeah, but
And-
obviously that's not what happened. Yeah.
And like to bring out something that happened recently, the survey results came out and indicated that like 40% of the current fandom is under 18, I believe is what it was. So like that's right now there are 40% of us are under 18, and I have to imagine that number has remained consistent, if not used to be larger than that, because I've been here for 9 years now, and I'm 24.
And like, okay, so and especially like 16 and 17-year-olds were the bulk of that demographic, and like, I'm still young enough to remember being that age and like engaging with content that was definitely not intended for children, but like you're at an age where you're starting to transition into like, you don't just like hit 18 and like a switch flips and suddenly like you're totally different. Like it's a process of becoming more mature and growing up, and like you engage with content differently. But the thing is that doesn't stop ever, because like your life experience changes, and like you're like, I know your brain keeps developing until you're 25 and all that good stuff, but just like you get to a certain point where it's just like your life experience is the primary determining factor, and like having mature themes is a legit thing. I would argue that Homestuck is pretty solidly in that, like, at least 16 plus. If I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say it's 18 plus, with a couple of like minor exceptions of just gross shit.
Things that they shouldn't have done, like they 100% should not have done in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to talk about this very, very carefully, but apparently someone who works on the Homestuck team had a fic. It was an infamous
I heard about
incest
that.
fic. And apparently it's been referenced in Homestuck itself.
Well, that same person, I don't mean to like I don't want things to get too egregious on stream, but that person has like drawn this is not just like one or two instances of misguided behavior that they then corrected. They for years like were drawing extremely severe and inappropriate like stuff involving babies and animals. And I am not okay with this person. I think they need to get the fuck out, like, as soon as possible. Best of fucking luck to you dealing with your shit, but you do not belong making any content for anybody. Get out.
Right. Like, even talking, like, forget about, like, the fans that are minors. Like, that's just... The fandom
that would not be acceptable anywhere, let alone...
Right, like, that's the thing. Like, no... The fandom, any fandom deserves that the people that are involved in, like, that are either prominent figures in the fan community or are people that are involved in the official content to not be, like, gross-ass fucks. Like, just like having a, like if there was a sexual predator or something like that, like the fandom as a whole, any fandom deserves to be able to feel safe with the people that are given this, like, additional influence. Like, let's not kid ourselves that, like, being on the official team doesn't mean anything. Like, the attitude of a lot of fans toward the official team is very sour, but like that still matters. Like, it's still like, oh yeah, you have influence that outstrips the influence of a fan. Also, like, what we see as our slice of the fandom, where everyone is kind of like sick of their shit, isn't the majority of all of the fans. It's a lot of people and like very legit, but there's so many fans that just like don't engage with the community. They just engage with the work and maybe fan works, and so they see like, oh, official person matters. Like they have
immediately
influence.
Trust those people more. They immediately will listen to those people more.
I really blame our inherent society about just trusting anybody who has, like, in a position of power.
Right, because there's something you can gain if they like you, if you get in good with them, if you follow their example, then maybe you get to be their friend and you get to be Hussy's friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
as if
fucked.
that would get you anything.
Right.
It doesn't. At the last team community.
Yeah,
team
look where it got all these other people that then get fucking dumped by What Pumpkin like over and over again, no matter how progressive they are, no matter like what their particular
Yeah.
opinions and who they are as people, whether they have flaws or not. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Just Homestuck will just
Yeah,
goes
this
through them.
man has very clearly stated that he does not care about the fandom. He does not care about your feelings, and will continue putting out work that hurts you as
Mhm.
long as it is making him profit.
Yeah, he literally like is only making shit to lord it over other people that they care about things that he doesn't care about. Like, he just really wants to punish you. Particularly like us, like we went through a lot just with Gamzee. Like, he just wants to fuck people up for daring to be vulnerable about anything because he doesn't approve of that. He thinks it's a mistake or whatever. He
Yeah.
sucks.
It's like
Yeah,
the
like,
South Park mentality, but taken to like an extreme.
Mhm.
South
Yeah,
Park
like, I
Mhm.
can't.
is very, very relevant to like the thematic underscore of meta in Homestuck.
Mhm.
It's that very much, if you care about something, then you're a fucking loser and we
Mhm.
hate you.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
just atomized.
Mhm.
Like, I can't pretend to know Andrew Hussy's mind or any of that shit, but like, there's a certain attitude of like how to engage with a fan community in good faith, or how to engage in a work with your audience in good faith. And if you look at creators that have a good rapport with their audience, there's usually a very like positive back and forth, where they're not treating their audience like they're hostile or like they're their enemies. And there's a lot more like give and take, I guess, as far as like what the creator is putting out, and then like how they address issues with their work. And like, there are ways to address things in good faith, even things that are controversial, but like, the way to do it is not to make fun of your fans and claim that they're idiots. Like,
He
that's not
just
great.
wants to normalize his own behavior. He just wants to rest on his laurels. He just wants to like make other people feel like put out or put on the spot for caring about things. He's not changed since he wrote Cancri at all. Nothing's changed. I don't know why people let him get away with it. I don't understand why
Right.
What Pumpkin is like this. Like, it's nasty.
Yeah, it is, and it's unfortunate because it's a fan community that has facilitated a lot of marginalized people. Like, Homestuck is so fascinating to me because, like, in spite of its best efforts, it's something where a lot of marginalized people, especially queer and trans people, have found a lot of meaning in the characters. It's like, it's such a weird example of like how a work is like almost, it feels like the work is trying so hard not to be what everyone makes of it, and it's
Mhm.
like, but everyone's just like, no, this is, it's like, I don't know, it's like a small child that keeps trying to like run over in a direction, and the fandom just keeps like pointing them back. They got the little leash backpack on them, and it's like, it's so weird to me because it's like, there's nothing in the text of the work that necessarily suggests that, but like, something about the way the characters are written, something about the way and more specifically, something about the way the fans have interacted with those characters has like done a lot to build representation that the work as it is just like in no way capable of supporting.
And he's fine to take credit for it.
Yeah.
You know what's really weird? It's weird that like Dave and Dirk are basically like Hussy inserts, and yet Dave is like the most popular character.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
think I can explain that.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, the thing about Dave's character is not only that he is a strong boy, but it's also like there was actually like a popular like saying a little while ago that the Striders and the Wands were basically the ones sucking up all of the screen time and personality from John and Jade, and that is true. Like, a lot of screen time is actually devoted to fleshing out these two characters, but it's never in like productive ways. Like, throughout the canon of Homestuck, Rose and Dave like get worse. They start out as like teenagers in bad situations, and the more they grow, they're just never able to come to productive conclusions about their situations. Plus, this should also be very, very on the table, but Dave basically appropriates Black culture, and he is all of the Homestuck kids in Homestuck canon are meant to be seen as white children. And
Yeah.
and
A-racial
another
my
thing,
ass.
yeah,
Yeah.
in theory, fucking, you know who should actually be getting the attention that Dave is getting? It should actually
Dave.
be Gamzee, the one
Oh.
actual black character who Dave is basically stealing the culture of. That also kind of goes into a lot of like double-ended meanings about the whole Juggalo thing, like him
Mhm.
getting the video from the Condis and then sending it to Gamzee. Like, there's a very interesting culture commentary going on there that Homestuck does not point you to. You kind of have to be thinking
Yeah.
about it, and a lot of it is because Homestuck like reproduces real world fucking violence against minorities, but never has anything productive to say about it other than, oh yes, these people who are victims of their situations and circumstances are obviously the bad people. It's not Lord English. Dave voice, yeah, I don't see any reason to confront Lord English, despite the fact that he's responsible for my situation. Instead, I must blame the puppets. I must stab the puppets.
I think Hussey is literally going down the Tolkien route, and Tolkien, oh gosh, don't even get me started on that, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
In
It's
South
like,
Park.
huh?
Oh,
South
Tolkien,
Park.
the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
fantasy
Yeah.
writer.
Yeah.
With all the racist shit.
Yeah, like a lot of great things came out of like the content that he made, and a lot of people have taken it and done great things with it. And I feel like Hussey needs to lie down on his back and like show his soft underbelly and give up and let us have it. Thank you.
Mhm. Stop coming back with your stupid epilogues to go like, oh, these fans suck because they're redeeming Gamzee or because they're doing this or that, and we
Okay,
need.
the epilogues have been done well. It's called "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia."
It's
I'm
called
probably
Detective
gonna be
Pony,
saying that until I
Detective-
die.
It does crib a lot from Detective Pony, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
you've read
I think-
Detective Pony, sorry, Janai, if you've read Detective
Okay.
Pony, you've already read what the epilogues wanted to do, but like better, with more heart, with more like legitimate vulnerability. That's a way more enjoyable experience. And you're just like, why are you doing this? You're just trying to do this other thing, but like worse and uglier and mean.
Yeah, I think I
Because
had
Hussey
this
doesn't like it when people are smarter than him.
I had this conversation last night with comparing it to what all of the superhero comic imprints do is they have all these different timelines and different imprints that are all like they're sometimes vastly different from each other. They do sometimes cross over, but they don't necessarily cross over. They tell very different stories, and like there's an alternate universe where Homestuck leveraged its popularity to, instead of trying to squander a bunch of money on a New York studio and all this other bullshit, they funded a publishing, or got a deal with a publisher, funded a few teams of people to write several different continuations of the comic, none of which are the one canon continuation, but are all different art styles, different styles of storytelling, different themes. And Andrew Hussey didn't have anything to do with any of them except providing money, and like I guess generally like I wouldn't even say overseeing the quality of the writers and stuff. I would say fucking find someone else to do that for you, dude.
Yeah.
You should
like-
do it, Janaya.
Yeah, I wish. They took all of these different, like, because the fan community already had so many talented people, and started a legacy of commercially continuing that, where it's like there are several fandoms that have done that. That's what the Sonic fandom did, where it had, I know they've got like one comic right now, but they've had multiple media properties, where you.
Yeah, the only reason like Sonic has stayed in the cultural consciousness is because of the dedicated love of fans.
Yeah,
and
oh,
Sega
yeah, the
recognizes that.
The Sonic fandom absolutely kept the Sonic going, or I mean, like, it sure wasn't fucking Sonic 06 or whatever bullshit they were churning out. So like, yeah, there's a world where Homestuck was, Andrew Hussey smartly saw the writing on the wall and was like, oh shit, I can just like kind of kick back and make money off of this, and did that, and then like just didn't say anything else. No fucking stipulations. No, you must have these characters and this gross shit in this comic. Just fucking backed off and funded like a studio that could make comics or books or games or whatever
Just
fucking
make
thing.
Homestuck a platform
Yeah.
where we can all benefit from it.
It
we
would have done
have
what
to
they
constantly-
claim to do now.
Don't have to
But, like,
constantly be judged by
yeah.
you, because who the fuck are
Right.
you to judge
other-
anybody after what you've fucking done?
Exactly. And the other thing about doing it that way is there is officially not one canon continuation. There are several, you've got your it's just like where you have Marvel, you have Marvel Ultimates and fucking Noir and all those other, weird AUs and shit. And you can do that in a way that provides interesting content that's of a high quality, that's written by different people who have different writing styles, it's done by different artists who have different art styles, and it's all just kind of based around this sort of vague world building that's Homestuck's strong suit. And those writers can develop their own specific branches of things, but like, first of all, it would be a physical thing that's available to people and you can actually go out and fucking buy it. It would expand it, because even if people hadn't read the original comic, they might really like that specific continuation. Like, how many people who read, I don't know, Superman comics have gone back and read like the original like Action Comics run of Superman? Like, probably not very many of them. And that's fine, because it's its own thing. The character is this archetype. And yeah, you could have done that with the Homestuck characters. It had just enough leverage. It got $2.4 million on Kickstarter. It had enough leverage to potentially do that, but it was mishandled so badly.
Yeah, this could be something really fucking cool. Like, it was something really special, and it still is. Like,
it's just that it's instead of it being something facilitated by What Pumpkin, it's being fought against by. It's like they've positioned themselves as an adversary that needs to be overcome, rather than a group that facilitates it. And like, yeah, if that were the universe we lived in, that would be an awesome goal. I would love to write for some variant Homestuck comic. Fucking, I don't know. Who knows what would exist under those circumstances? That would be amazing.
mm-hmm.
But not the way it is right now. It's just like, oh, maybe if you're really lucky, you can work for some kind of shady people that people keep like ditching them and like leaving the team for nebulous reasons. Like, that doesn't make me feel good.
No, it's like, yeah, let it just be. Like, I think it would be so exciting to do something meaningfully different than like the standard practices of like publishing groups and like intellectual property. Like, you could just really just be little studios or individual creators accountable for yourself. Like, don't have a traditional publisher relationship where they're breathing down your neck, or like they're financially beholden to you, or vice versa. It's like, it's not necessary to do like that.
I remember when Homestuck 2 came out, and I was like on Twitter being all like, boy, I sure hope this team unionizes, because as someone who has seen the history of Homestuck, it's not going to treat its workers well, and I was right.
Yeah. You usually are. Oh, I have something I thought of recently that's going to destroy your brain.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I am excited.
That it is little, like, specifically I've been thinking about, like, the fact that it is Lil Cal, and what Lil Cal references in, like, the context of Hussy's older work, that is the conduit by which, Gamzee loses agency and loses, like, is dehumanized after, like, they encounter it, because Lil Cal is, like, such a blatant reference to Andrew Hussy's old work that, like, had the most egregious, like, racial stereotypes and any blackness. And the Cal doll itself is this doll of a white guy in, like, the jersey and, like, the chain, and it's so fucking obvious what this is and what's going on, and people are still like, no, Gamzee is obviously only talking about this gender friction and is, like, the like,
Oh, well, you must not know about Birth of a Nation. know, it's so funny how that film keeps getting upheld as like a great cinematic masterpiece or the fucking film that revolutionized how movies are fucking marketed when it has a character, a white man in blackface who tries raping a precious, scared, helpless white woman and then he dies. And it is also the film responsible for bringing the Ku Klux Klan back into the popular consciousness and coming back as also like a fucking group who hates black people.
It's like Homestuck has so much in there that's more that we need to analyze besides it being feminist, which it isn't even that. It isn't even a feminist story. It's really not.
I'm about to be a little petty. I'm sorry. I'm being a little petty about the.
Be petty.
There's like a thing I have to edit, and everyone's being all sassy to me, and I'm like, don't fucking sassy.
Don't be sassy to Mio.
Don't sass Mio.
Don't sass Mio.
I'm just doing my thing, and it's like it's like someone says something, and then I respond back, and they're like, "Oh, what does that have to do with anything?" Well, you just mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything? And then me as the black person, I'm like, haha, okay, I'm gonna be compliant for now.
For now.
But mark my words, I'll fucking devour you.
We will get you.
I'll fucking get you.
We'll fucking get you.
I'm coming to get you.
You know, people like upholding Vriska as like this standard of feminism, but if you read like the canonical text of Homestuck, she is sexualized to hell and back. She is treated like shit. Every time something bad happens to her, you can feel Hussey behind the screen licking his lips and just being like,
yeah,
yes,
it's
this
gross.
is what I want.
Vriska's not treated well by the story, and like to say that Homestuck was like feminist towards her or treats her better, no. It just because it can look, if you don't look too carefully at the end of Homestuck, like she wins. No, first Homestuck's ending tasks her to die for the cause, like it destroys her. She never gets to. Yeah.
I really hate to be this guy, but Tavros is basically an atomized representation of how Homestuck treats Vriska, and it's so fucking shitty that Hussey had to do that to a man of color.
It's just because that's what like I notice a lot of white guys like they will just totally project all their weird anxieties about women onto like characters that are men of color because like the anxiety it's just like this classic racist bullshit where there's that anxiety about like men of color and white women interacting. It's like it's totally fucked up that they then like have to either make them
Marbles,
like they either have to make these men of color like these weirdo dweebs or these creeps, and it's like totally inappropriate to just keep pushing that away from you when that's coming from you, Andrew. That's you. You need to account for that. You can't just keep making scapegoats.
Yeah, there was a reason I wrote Dionysus the way I wrote Dionysus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not only like the absolute homophobia, but it's also like the really shitty way men of color get treated in Homestuck.
It's the homophobe for me. It's the lack of awareness for your marginalized characters for me.
I remember how many people who are friends of mine left the fandom after Openbound and after the update with Tavros where like he was just following Vriska around and wanted to marry her or whatever, because I think like at that point it was just so obvious to people how fucking disrespectful the story was going to be about his characters that it was like they turn to the camera so often in Act 5 and tell you that okay, the low bloods are how this story is going to talk about racial marginalization, and it's nasty. It's nasty that they do that because then they're just like, oh, but then the blue girls are just going to fix everything. Like, that's inappropriate.
And that's such a bad way to go about it, especially because the story, like, through Kankri and a couple of other characters, wants you to know that that Andrew Hussey considers the Ceruleans to be white.
Yeah. Like...
He's like, yeah, white girls will fix it. Like, that's not... I've seen praise for Homestuck being, like, having a lot of complex female characters, but, like, if Andrew Hussey looks you in the face and has Kankri say, yeah, the blue blood's burden or something, and have it, like, and say like, yeah, you know, that's just like the thing that like the blue bloods have to do is take care of the rest of us, lol lol. And like that's
Yeah.
Oh man, you
Uncritical
guys are gonna like the teal blood in Halcyon. You're gonna love her. You're gonna
Why are-
absolutely eat her
I
up.
think when you
Why are
say
gamers
love,
so fucking annoying?
I-
Fucking
oh,
Lord.
gamers are the worst. I think when you say that I'm going to love the teal blood, that I'm going to like look at the teal blood with a big frown all the time.
Oh, are you okay?
Oh, Momo. Oh, Momo.
I'm gonna be like,
Oh, Momo.
people are still reacting to purple girls or like gets fucked up by society.
I love that. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
It's pretty funny. I did get rid of Waluigi, so now people are coming for Ken and Gamzee, but they can't. Those are my kids. Please don't.
Who? Do I have to fight somebody?
No,
I got
no.
my
People
knife
are
out.
they're just like laughing, and I'm just not gonna react. Like people
Oh,
aren't. People haven't like actually been shitty. They just kind of been like, what? And that's fine because that's kind of like this is how I get them. I'm normalizing
Yeah.
and
They go,
non-binary
"What?"
Gamzee. I'm normalizing it.
And then they think about it, and then they go, "Wait, Momo, right?" though?"
Yeah. I'm normalizing it. I'm making propaganda. We'll get there. Don't worry.
One more thing about Halcyon. Lelixi and the Kathanas are perfect examples of what happens when you make women fix things for you.
It sucks. Oh, poor Lelixi. Because, like, that's such a productive way to talk about it. I really like Lelixi's character, and that the story is, like, you know, it says, actually, that sucks. Like, actually, that's just sucks, really. Vriska just gets...
I mean, if you're paying attention, you can tell Dionysus likes her as a person, but as a traumatized 20-year-old, you're probably not going to be treating people right for a really long time.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
that's just how it's going to
Can
be.
I like make an interjection about like why do gamers have to talk to you every time in the condescending passive aggressive manner when you need to fix something?
I know.
It's like, hey, could you stop being rude? Can you just be like, oh yeah, like can you be a little respectful when talking to somebody?
Be respectful?
I don't know, like maybe I'm reading into it, but sometimes I'm just like, instead of being like I'm like, oh, I can fix it, and it's just like, oh well, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do a lot of this and that now, lol, and I'm like, you just politely ask me to fix it, instead of being fucking passive aggressive. My fucking lord.
Be nice. Be respectful. Be respectful.
I don't mind fixing stuff and knowing when I've kind of fucked up the file, but like, don't be fucking rude.
Don't be rude.
Don't be
No
rude to
pinching.
Mio. No pinching. No
That's
pinching.
it. I'm gonna start biting people. I've had enough. No
I'm
longer
tired
am I
of-
gonna be a complacent black person. I'm just gonna start biting you.
Just start biting
Good.
people.
I think you
Start
should.
biting.
I think you
I'm
should.
just-
I started
I'm like-
biting people a long time ago.
Once I'm inconvenienced, I'm just gonna start biting people. I don't even care if I'm wrong. I'm just gonna bite people when I'm tired.
Go for it. Go for it. I'll back you up and be like, no, Mio can do what they want. I'll be like,
I have a little paper
Mio
that says
bit
Mio
me.
can
I'm
do
like,
whatever
Mio
I
can
want.
do what they want.
Mio bit me.
It's like, well, Mio can do what they want. You shouldn't have been acting stupid.
Got my little teeth marks. I'm like,
Yeah, don't be stupid, and maybe you won't get bit so much, idiot. He'll be like, eh. I'll be like, yeah, sounds like an idiot noise by a person who got bit. I'm sorry,
You all are ready to roast.
I can't. Oh, I need to repitch to Crow like the we have to roast Carcat on his birthday at SocCon. We have to do a Carcat roast. Yeah.
Oh, 'cause somebody in chat asked who Dionysus was, and I think Dash should tell us about their comic because it's very good.
It's very good.
Ooh,
Very
good.
Okay, so I write a comic. It's called Alpha Halcyon Epsilon, styled A-H-E. It's the story of a 20-year-old who is getting a birthday party thrown for him by people who really don't like him and are reevaluating their life choices as you turn each page. So what the core impetus or the core conceit of the comic is what happens whenever you're forced to go back home and see friends and family that you haven't seen for a long time. And then you finally meet them, and you have to come to some hard decisions about the places that you came from and the people
Yeah.
that you know and you met. Dionys is the protagonist because he has the most emotionally rough journey out of everyone. He is a black and Filipino gay man, and he's just turned 20. He's living in a he's actually living in an apartment with his best friend, or more or less best friend. She's like the only person who will really like deal with him because they do have a lot in common if you're paying attention. Lexi Bombix, who is more or less reevaluating her life choices too, and is coming to some hard conclusions about whether she can keep this person in her life or not.
Mhm.
Damn.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's a
if you're,
really
like-
yeah.
If you're like paying attention to the way characters talk, you can very clearly get the sense that nobody really wants to do this, and they're just doing it for someone who they knew or think that they know.
Yeah.
Time to read this. Ooh, is that sauerkraut? Sorry, I'm listening.
Oh yeah, I also put I put a link to it in the YouTube chat, but here's a link to
Oh,
it
thank
as
you,
well in
Lucky.
the Margaret Thatcher Mommy Issues chat, which is still the name of the
That's
voice
still the name
chat.
of the voice chat.
I don't think it
I
should
get
ever
like that.
change.
I don't think it's ever gonna change.
No, it
I
shouldn't.
think
It shouldn't.
Wizardy
Yeah.
Herbert is the gift that just keeps on giving.
God,
That's
I
not
was
They
I was
said
scrolling
it's
through
not
the
posted
first several
no.
pages of fucking Wizardy Herbert. It was hit after hit after hit.
Hey,
I read Margaret Thatcher, and then I read, oh, it actually takes place in New Jersey.
Mhm. Have you finished it yet? Because I don't think you've even gotten to like the thing.
I am fourth the way through. I am almost done, but I haven't gotten to what you're torturing about. me
Well,
about
there's
yet,
like two
but I can-
things that are going to kill you when you get there.
Okay, well, we're on voice call right now, so I can actually like finish it because I am a fast reader, and I can also
Sure, yeah.
live stream my reactions.
No, yeah, go for it. No, yeah, that's okay.
Do the unofficial deaf.
Spoilers
to
now
Wizardy
in the
Herbert
stream
stream.
for Wizardy Herbert. And it's like, yeah, Andrew, I do every week get on to talk about how you're a bitch ass motherfucker for 3 hours, but I think his work is culturally interesting, at the very least, and like betrays things about the psychology of the American male webcomic author. That is,
For real.
yeah. it's
I
like-
know an uncomfortable amount of things.
Yeah, I don't want to know this much, but I do, and now I have a responsibility with this knowledge.
For clarity's sake, I'm on page 156 of 209.
Good.
Well, whatever terrible thing's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
There's the horse I remember.
Okay, haven't quite gotten to the horse yet.
Well, no, you've met the horse, I think.
Imagine being
He's not really a horse. Like, it's more like a weird creature.
What would you do if you were a horse?
I'd trample somebody with my hoofs. Oh,
Ooh.
when Sierra Angels is like, how's progress going? Just curious with the animation. So, I actually have a spreadsheet.
You see
this
this
I
spreadsheet?
have a spreadsheet. So let's open it up. We're pretty close, really. It doesn't feel like it because I've been not feeling so hot. All the backgrounds are done. Color is actually done for a couple more. Like I think color is done for like this as well. And this is got some color. I just need to do some more frames for it. We've got about this, and then after this is done, everything else the animation is done. It's really just this fight scene left. I'm doing the keys for this one right now.
You know, to harp on Alpha Halcyon Epsilon for a little bit, I'm a little sad that nobody said anything about that Zuzuri and Dionys update that happened a little while ago, because it was very, like, important. But, you know, I suppose people will start talking to me about it once, if it gets a bigger audience and like people are actually like willing to pay to talk to me about some of the stuff in this comic, and I'll be all like, "Oh yeah, here's what I did. Here's something of what happened. If you want to talk to me about it, you are free to."
Daft, I will talk to you about it when I get on reading the rest of it.
Well, it's okay. You don't have to
It's
read
hard
it.
to
I just
read.
like it being an option for people who want something that isn't Homestuck.
I'm looking at the pictures right now. I have a short attention span. Reading's hard.
No, it's cool.
Reading is hard.
Like I have to actually want to like read something for me to like read it. I'm
For
very
some reason,
particular about the stuff I read.
I have
That's
like an
probably
issue
why I-
with. I have an
that's
issue with
probably
reading
why I
things
end
that
up-
also have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's probably why I end up reading so many articles about serial killers. Okay, that's my only
Yeah.
joke about that for the
Yeah.
day.
I have problems reading comics when there's like pictures and then there's a click down for like reading because then I'm just like, yay, pictures, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to read. That happened with me in Homestuck when I was like 14. Mainly when the trolls happened. I was like, what's happening? Because I read the human part, but I was like, wait, are the trolls talking? What's going on? And I had to go
I'm
back and reread
actually
it.
the opposite. I'm a huge baby and I love it when you put a little picture next to the words because my dyslexic eyes need a break from the words that just kind of run together on the page and look like a blob, a huge horrifying blob that I do not want to look at anymore.
Yeah, I like words, but I try and make like the experience of Act 8 where the big important things are all communicated visually, and like you can, and then like the details that are important to the story are very clearly stated, or they're like stated multiple times, or they're like early in the log. Like it's not, it's like it's there if you want it. If you're a stupid like me and you just want to sit with a bunch of words and stew in them like you're in a little soup. But not everybody has to do that. it's not a mandatory way to have an experience.
I like soup.
Soup. Oh god, I want soup now.
Yeah,
No,
the moment
soup.
that I remember the most from Act 8 is when Rose is all like, I'm not Icarus, I'm the fucking sun.
Mm-hmm. That was a good moment.
Other than the Gamzee stuff.
Other than the Gamzee stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember the Gamzee stuff because I
Yeah.
close my eyes and think about it every single night.
You
Oh,
have
Don't
no
worry,
idea how
Kyle.
much that Gamzee stuff was just a fucking lifeline for me back in the day.
Someone
The
needed
Cam
to.
car flashback was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like
Like it's
really
supposed to, yeah, it's supposed to show both like what they had going for each other and then like what the problem actually was. Because if you pay
Yeah.
attention to what Karkat is saying, it's like Karkat is obviously just trying to kind of glaze over a lot of like issues that are haunting these two, and
Yeah.
he means well, but he's just this kind of like evasive, passive guy, and that's not going to work for Gamzee because Gamzee's like in a serious situation, and Karkat just
Yeah,
doesn't want to think about it.
The Gamzee,
Yeah.
Terezi, Dave, and Karkat stuff is some of the most sociologically fascinating Gamzee lore we get, and it's such a fucking shame how Hussey does absolutely nothing with it. Because if you're like paying attention to the through lines, like Karkat is falling out of his society because it just very much feels like he's a monogamous man trying to make his way in a polyamorous society that doesn't necessarily work for him, and he's just coming to clashes with all this stuff that he knows and what he's feeling. And Terezi is a polyamorous person, and she's all like, "Look, Karkat, if you can't give me this, then you're really not going to be a suitable partner for me." And then there's also the very, very fucking unstated fact of Homestuck's very strange and stupid relationship with homosexuality that doesn't really even become a factor in the playing field until later on, where Dave is just all like, yeah, I've been rethinking a lot of things about myself, and he doesn't even say it, but it's very, very heavily implied that he's gay. And then the book commentary just blows it out of the water that Dave and Karkat are gay. They are also monogamous people trying to throw their arms into a polyamorous society that doesn't necessarily work for them. And Gamzee is just trapped in the fucking center of this with boys who can't commit to him because they're fucking cowards,
Mm-hmm.
girls who don't understand him because race troubles and also like the bigotry.
Right.
And then there's also Caliborn, and,
Ugh.
and then there's Calliope. They're just caught in the middle of all of these serious issues. All Gamzee ever wanted was someone to seriously commit to them. And Karkat said,
No.
I hear you, but also I do not hear you.
He really didn't, and it sucks because like you can tell he wanted to, but then there just like was the slightest bit of friction there, and he gave up because he didn't want to he couldn't understand Gamzee because like no one in Homestuck is allowed to understand Gamzee because Homestuck doesn't understand Gamzee.
Well, I'd like to think that Dave and Karkat do understand Gamzee, because I think that's one of the core conceits of their very strange metatextual relationship, that all of them are on the same grounds about their sexuality. It's just Dave and Karkat get more comfort from hiding from it.
Mm-hmm.
They are very, very closeted characters who don't like talking about themselves. And
I think
something's wrong. Jade Cat is not bad in concept, but when you think about the meta of Homestuck, it all just falls down on itself. Dave and Karkat are monogamous homosexuals who are not only not interested in Jade, but also live in a society that mandates that they have a sexual attraction to women so that they can be socially acceptable in the eyes of their peers. These are very clear emotional through lines that are coming through Homestuck. But Andrew Hussey, the way he chooses to approach the subject matter is just in such the most antagonistic light that you really wouldn't be able to come to a conclusion on this unless you think about metatext and start making fucking 5D chess connections. The Dave Jade Cat relationship is specifically meant to antagonize polyamorous fans, bisexual fans, and people who were expecting Hussey to have very progressive opinions on the concept of polyamory and the LGBTQ community, which I think we have more than demonstrated he doesn't.
Yeah. I have a little interlude about Gamzee. I feel like when you have, I hate to say it, but I feel like Hussey made Gamzee a fucking joke character and then didn't know how to I guess when you make a joke character, you gotta and they end up becoming a very inherent contextual part of the story. You can't continue making them a joke character.
Yeah, you gotta eventually develop that.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like what happened with Gamzee, because sometimes I'm just because even in the epilogue, it's still a joke, and I'm like, well, the joke's not funny.
Yeah. It was never funny, honestly, and Homestuck sets you up to fail because it starts with Dave's problems. It first introduces Dave's problems as a joke, but then it's no, actually, things have more depth than they appear, and you shouldn't just use a veneer of humor to be disrespectful to the traumatic issues that people go through. That's what it was saying with Dave, but then when Gams comes along, it's
no. About the Dave stuff too. It's fine if you want to write Dave and Karkat as bisexuals. What I'm specifically referring to are the themes in Homestuck that are explicitly about them being gay that Andrew Hussey did put in there, but didn't tell anybody about because he just hates people. I don't think I could engage with bisexual Gamzee. That's just not the experience being represented. Gamzee's homosexuality is very hard baked into the text. His gender horror is very hard baked into the text. That's just not something you can erase. And Gamzee homosexuality and just the gender fuckiness of that character are all extremely hard baked into that character, especially if you consider horror in Hollywood media for the past 100 years. So it's just not respectful, I think.
I'll eventually write the essay about what the montage of Murderstuck tells us about what Gamzee's desires are. I feel like I talk about that too often on stream, but it's I just think about it all the time. I'm
It's
just like, oh
important.
yeah.
No, it's the best thing to think about is the thing though.
It's
Like,
very
yeah.
fucking important because despite the fact that Andrew Hussey made a joke about it, Gamzee really is the most important character in Homestuck because he represents the marginalization.
Mhm. Like the legacy of Andrew's like work that went unexamined and continues to go unexamined by anything that continues, past it. And there's this blind spot, and it seems to like know that there's this blind spot that it has, but it doesn't really know what to do about it, so it just gets mad and tries to take it out on you.
I will be honest. I never really thought about Gamzee as much as until like maybe this year.
Yeah.
I was just still upset about like everything else about Homestuck because it's such a conglomerate of like bastardizations where it's like I can't focus on just one.
Well, to be honest, that's probably a healthy way to read it. I was very strictly a Gamzee reader, and my god, did I get burned by Homestuck.
I was a
Same.
Nepeta reader, and that hurt.
Yeah, Nepeta and Gamzee share a lot of the same problems. It's just that Nepeta gets axed off early because Hussey derives all of his work, all of the worth of the women in his comic by how much he can sexually get off on them.
And he can't do that very much for Nepeta by his own admission, so she gets fridged early.
I'm so upset with Nepeta! I remember when like Nepeta got killed, and I was like 13. I was like crying on the floor in my mom's living room. I was like so hurt because at one point I shipped Gamzee and Nepeta, and I was heartbroken. I was 13 and sad.
Well, good news, Nepeta, also Feferi and Gamzee fans. They do show up in Halcyon, and I have no plans to kill the troll cast that shows up. They're not fucking dying.
They're not dying.
I'm still scrolling through your webcomic.
Everyone else, though, is fair game.
Everyone else, though, they might die. Oh, if Esther or Lelixi die, I'll be sad, but I understand sometimes sad
I
things.
am not fucking killing those two.
Okay, good.
I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not killing those two off.
Thank you. Take some into my arms, my daughters.
Hey, Daft. I hand you my webcomic. Now you have to read it. I'm reading yours right now.
Webbed comic.
Oh, what is it?
Hybrid Rule.
Hybrid Rule. Okay. You know what? Now is a good opportunity. You're getting added to my friends list because you weren't completely freaked out by all of the true crime shit I threw at you the other day.
I feel like it's not that I got freaked out. It's like I found mercy and forgiveness in my soul.
Mercy.
Yes, you did not see it fit to strike me
merciful,
down on the spot for my crimes, which
a
I can't
merciful
go into detail about.
little kitty.
Love is stored in the cat.
Little kitty.
Merciful little kitty.
That reminds me of that whole thing, like, what if God was a cat, and it's like a little cat face in the sky going,
Hello. That's
Hi.
you. That's me. Oh. Okay, can I draw this fish, or will I will it die? Why is
Cold
art hard to
heart,
hate?
my friend.
I'm trying to draw this fish. Oh, it turns out so bad though. Oh, no.
No, it's
No.
fine.
No.
It's fine.
But
Oh wait, I need to be reading Wizardy Herbert. You guys are really distracting me here.
Well, I need to be drawing this fish. I gotta do like
yeah,
14
Dad. I need the
frames.
spark notes on Wizardy Herbert and hand them over.
Okay, don't worry about it. I will read it quietly. Please continue on with your beautiful conversation.
Look at this worm.
Look at this worm.
Look at this
Look
worm.
at this worm. She's wiggling. She's just doing kind of a little wiggle here.
Wiggle.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a wiggle. Let's put her little baleen in there. Oh. That's
I like
kind
how
of a
you can
funny
save
drawing.
your game. That's always fun.
Oh, New Game Plus! I'm so
The
excited.
peta
It's
bash
gonna
the
be good.
bird's
I'm
head.
so excited.
Ha ha ha, when New Game Plus comes out and the Gamzee Root comes out, it's all over for you bitches.
Correct.
Everyone will see.
New game. Plus, we're like, new game. Hooray.
Yeah.
More like New Game just came 10 years late.
Oh, well. A lot of us weren't
Better
here
late
10
than
years
never.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, how many of us were here 10 years ago?
Me.
Me.
Well, I was. Ha 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 ha.
I was like alive and shit, but I wasn't into the Homestuck fandom. It was at least 10 years ago. It was one more year until I'd entered the Homestuck fandom.
Oh.
I'm surprised
Okay,
I
do
got
you-
into
do you not
Homestuck
get
as
the
early as
joke?
I did.
No.
Do you not get the joke that Andrew Hussey should have had a brain and just not have done Homestuck and just should have done something like New Game Plus?
Oh, that was the joke? I totally went over my head.
I'm too stupid. I'm drawing words.
Oh, story of Undertale.
I'm trying. I'm really trying, but it's like if I can animate like this, I should be able to just animate even when I'm like upset and by myself. But it's been really hard. I admit it. I've had a bad time these last couple months.
Give you a wine glass full of Gamcar. You,
Slurps. Sorry, everyone, but I have to get my serotonin somehow.
It's
No,
fine.
it's okay. Pat
mean, you
your
could-
head.
Thank
you can drink the Gamcar. You can smoke it in a blunt. That's how I like to take it personally.
Nice and slow.
Sorry, but not
Right,
to admit that
Jack,
I have like typical fangirly interests like outside of like the more serious what people characterize as the more serious ways to engage with a thing, where you do like the meta analysis or you do, you know, what have you. I do like.
Oh my
ship
god!
kids and-
I've actually seen this comic before. You do Hybrid Rule? My
Yeah,
god, the art in
that's
it is so
me.
fucking banging.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
get
so
that
really
into my
good.
fucking likes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
start blushing. Now you're regretting me. Don't
Yeah.
regret me.
No, I do not.
Never regrets anything he does. I don't know what you're expecting.
He never regrets anything. He's
'cause he's always
right. He's always right.
I'm
Oh.
just a little cat with a tablet. That's all I
He's a
am.
little kitty.
Just a little kitty.
Just a little
A
kitty.
little Nemo.
No, Mimo. Should I show the stream the Caesar salad?
Yes.
Yeah,
Caesar
flip
salad
soda.
internet.
Caesar.
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 Waiting for the YouTube video to catch up to chants of Caesar.
Caesar.
I know. We're gonna have to
Caesar.
be patient.
It's
about
taking a while.
Caesar.
I'm still like getting Caesar in here.
Okay, no
Let's make
worries.
a new document here. Well, you guys have already seen Caesar. This is Caesar for people who are on stream and
Yeah, but
watching.
I want to
this.
see them again.
Yeah, we want to see.
I'm sorry,
Caesar.
I'm still playing
Caesar
The
in the
Sims somehow
tongue.
and reading Wizardy Herbert. Somehow.
Let's just make a
Somehow.
big canvas and get all the Caesar.
It's fine. Daft, have you ever left your Sims game on for like 3 hours on fast forward and see how quickly somebody dies?
Actually, I
This
might
is-
just
this
start
is
a game
Caesar
file
salad.
with people who can die just
This
to
is
do that.
Caesar salad.
Caesar
Um,
salad.
She's
When
a
you
little.
Caesar salad.
She's a little grub. That
Just post her in chat, please. Please.
I've already
for the love
I've
of-
already posted her in the
Well, wait a
text
second.
chat.
Was she that sleeping grub that you posted that one time? And I was like, who the fuck is this?
She's the one
Caesar
in the
salad.
tongs and the one that like Carcat has got sleeping on his chest.
Oh,
There we go.
Caesar salad.
Caesar salad.
Yummy.
Because there's that meme.
yummy.
There's the meme where like people will just grab cats with tongs.
Yep. I have one readily available.
I don't think I could do that to my
Cat
cats.
tongs.
Cat tongs. Cat tongs. It's like oh, it's black and white image, I guess. I don't know how that happened.
Okay, I see her. Caesar salad.
Salad.
Yummy,
There you go.
yummy.
Salad. She's a little sick grub that there's at the caverns, and Kanai and Rose are gonna like take her to stay like at the house of quarantine, but then they're like, oh, we don't want kids, actually, this sucks. So Kanai's like, hey Carcat, do you want to watch a grub? Do you and Gamzee want to watch a grub? And he's like, oh, fine, I guess. But then it's like She is like a little fucking terror as a grub. She's very sweet as a kid, but as a grub, she's just like so fast and so angry. Like she bites everything. She chases the cats. She tears her way into a couch cushion and like lives in it like a little nest.
I love
She's just
Nice.
she's a little fucking menace. But Karkat loves her so much. So much. So
Hey,
much.
Karkat, do you want to take care of a grub? Awesome, thank you. Here you go.
Yeah. It wasn't like she wasn't asking. She wasn't really asking, but then it's like, no, this is my daughter. So they come like, hey, okay, if the grub's healthy, we can take her back. And he's like, no, you can't. He's like, no, you can't. Actually. Salad.
By the way, has Hussey ever had siblings?
I don't.
Oh,
I think
no.
Hussey
I
has a
think so.
brother.
I think yeah, he has a brother.
Yeah, I think he's got a sibling.
Yeah, I don't want to know personal information like that. I just
Yeah, I really
happen
don't want to
it.
know more about
Well,
Andrew.
no, I'm just asking as a rhetorical question because the way he writes siblings in here, it makes me feel like he's never had them.
Well, he's got him.
The broader issue is, does Andrew Hussey know how to relate to other people?
I don't know. Like, he certainly doesn't seem to respect them very much.
No, unfortunately.
He just thinks that's beneath him, I guess.
Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba Perry.
The platypus?
Yeah.
The platypus.
What's up with the platypus?
Where is he? Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Okay, I just read up a draft of moderator guidelines for my server, like an actual document, and
Oh,
then an
good.
application
Whoa.
form for a new moderator.
Yay!
So, because we just
Whoa.
hit 100 people in the Willow Homestuck server, and I think we should
Good.
add one more mod.
Alright, let me take a
Whoa,
look at
that's a big server.
I know, it's a pretty big server for a Homestuck server.
I am
It's getting
so
pretty
proud
big.
of you, Bucky.
Yeah, you guys are doing a
Proud.
great job. Like, it's a good community.
I'm also that's oh gosh. That's
It's
so
not-
many
It's not that active, but there's definitely people in at least one or two channels of all hours of the day. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
not-
that's like
that's
good.
not-
It's like manageable. You don't really want
Yeah.
more than that. Like,
yeah.
it's a good size.
Manageable.
Like more than that, and there just starts kind of being like issues.
100
It turns
people
into
in
the
a
Hunger
server.
Games.
Yeah. 100 people in a server is kind of like how like a good like a city. Like you know, like a beep beep little city. The Mean Cree
Yeah.
server is a little village.
A little
and
village.
I terrorize the masses. Put them in the Mean Cree mines. I like it though.
It's a dictatorship in there. It's like, hey,
It
Mama,
is.
draw mean cream. Like, okay.
Bucky's
Don't get
making me that fic. I was like,
Don't get me,
this is
Mio.
me.
It was a good fic though.
I'm gonna go into the Willow Home.
I'm just minding my business, and Mio was like, "Hey, Mama, we're friends now. Draw me mean cream." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
yeah.
I did it though. I don't regret it.
Me also indulges your gam con.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a
Symbiotic.
yeah.
Man,
Symbiotic.
Momo out here got me ditching Gamtab for Gamcar.
No, you can keep the Gamtab. Gamcar is it's.
No, I'm sorry, I can't keep that anymore. Unfortunately, I think I have to be the CEO of killing Gamtab.
Yeah.
Despite the
Yeah.
fact that I still do feel very tender about it. I still fucking like that relationship.
Right, me too.
But given what I know about Hussey now, it's just like, I think whenever someone says I have to kill, I like Gamtab, I have to be all like, oh, I think I have to stab you in the chest with my fork now.
Well, they're allowed to
No.
like it.
You mean
but-
Bye, Daph. Bye,
Right.
I guess.
Reading Wizardy Herbert, you will understand why.
Right.
I don't want to.
Right. Like no, it's not bad. It's not bad that Homesick won't reciprocate. Like what's a reasonable expectation for that like dynamic to have like been positive or meant something?
Well,
like
the
it's not
thing
bad.
that
Really
just
good.
really fucking gets me is that as a Black and Filipino person, given how these relationship dynamics are represented in comic, it just feels like the white man pushing Eurocentric ideologies onto cultures and people that wouldn't necessarily have those viewpoints.
Mhm.
And then it just becomes a really contentious thing to like dive into Tavros's character because he's essentially like a man of color written for white men, but really, really, really written for white men, even more so than all the other characters in the comic. And it's just a huge ball of contentiousness that I would really rather just kind of start over with. If I'm gonna do anything GamTap related, you guys probably aren't gonna know about it.
Yeah. That's fair. It's like you don't have to do like constant clean up after Hussy's shit. Like
I used to like NepTab.
This is a... Oh, that's actually really, really cute. Tavros
Yeah,
could actually
right?
reciprocate that.
Tavros is just like.
Yeah. For the record, I did say Rufio was gonna be in this comic. Also, Kurlaz is gonna be in the comic. You can see where that might go.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm gonna do any of
Still
relationships between that, it's gonna be through characters who haven't had their relationships explored, who I can just kind of do whatever I want with and how I see fit.
Oh, why is art really hard? I don't like it. I'm tired. I want to quit. I have one more hour. I have one more hour of streaming, then I can take a little break. Have a little
No,
nap.
you have to stay streaming until 12, like that one super mega hell
Like that
stream
one
that you did.
time. But then I was only streaming live to the internet for the 3 hours, and I was just on call for like the remaining however many.
No, it was a 12-hour stream, and I will go through your back catalogs. I will find it, and
No, I didn't remain live, but I did remain on call, and it sucked. I should have done that again. I think like I didn't make good animation during it. Like it did not turn out well. So
I've been saying you should have been Hanna-Barberaing it from day one.
well, I don't like that. Like that won't work for for action scenes. Like Hanna-Barbera doesn't do action scenes.
I know. You think I don't know that?
What are you talking about? Running in place against a scrolling backdrop is action. That's an action scene.
Oh, yeah,
Under the
you know what?
very
You're
technical
right.
definition of that word.
You
It
know,
was
you got
animated
me.
in a week. It was animated in a fucking week. You have to give Hanna-Barbera more credit for what they were doing. They were putting out very quality, consistent content for their day.
Yeah. It was
I mean,
more
have you seen the
sustainable.
King's Feature shit? Just look at the King's Feature shit and compare it to the Hanna-Barbera stuff. There is a noticeable quality difference. Hanna-Barbera was always consistently providing quality, even from their theatrical animation days, and I have a lot of respect for that company.
Yeah. It's just they never did the kinds of production that this is, because it was a different kind of production.
You're
and this
right,
is a
like,
flex, and
The
But
most
I-
they
yeah.
kind of got out of their show was like fucking Charlotte's Web, but that's about it. And everybody fucking mistakes that for Disney.
the
Charlotte's Web.
the
Who made Charlotte's Web? You might have just literally said that, but I missed it.
Charlotte's Web reminds me that I want chocolate cake for some reason.
Oh, is that a part of it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
The connotations are
I'm
enigma.
confusing Charlotte's
Oh, yeah,
Web
I
and
love
Babe.
that.
Oh, yeah.
No,
But
no,
to
no.
be
Oh,
fair, both
okay.
feature pigs.
Right, like I'm
Uh,
confusing it. I'm doing that to my brain right now.
Oh,
Um,
Matilda has the
Right, Matilda has the chocolate cake. Like that's there's no pigs in that at all.
Oh,
so-
well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, that reminds me. I was actually gonna go into Bucky's personal server and be all like, "Hey, do you guys want to watch Belladonna of Sadness with me?" But I forgot to do it last night, and now I still have the entire data myself. If you guys actually want to watch Belladonna of Sadness, I could potentially stream it. I think it would also help with the tone of like what we're going for in the new game project, but just in the transgressive sense. I
Yeah.
should warn you all right now that Belladonna of Sadness does feature sexual violence, so if that's not your cup of tea, you don't have to engage with it.
Is it explicit? Because, well, even still, I would say not stream it in the
Yeah.
which server. Which server are you talking about?
It's
Rabbit hole.
Bucky's personal friend server.
Oh yeah, that's
Not the
It's-
Willow sex
Like,
server.
I'm like not gonna go on Homestuck, but
Yeah, I am not showing that
In
movie
my
to kids.
15
You should
plus
actually
server.
not watch Belladonna
Yeah.
Sadness if you're a minor. It has some very graphic imagery in it.
okay, yeah,
I'm gonna have some soup.
Yeah.
I would like some soup. Give me
I
some
want
In
soup.
soup
fact,
later.
I feel
Chicken
very
and dumpling
confident
soup.
that Momo would diagnose John with Gamzee after we see the film.
Probably. I do like to diagnose characters with Gamzee.
Yeah, and you might diagnose her husband with Carcat,
Oh
because
no.
I feel like you would do that.
I might do that. I just want Karkat to be good, and I know that he's really not in Homestuck canon, unfortunately.
Ha
And
ha
that's
ha ha
disappointing.
ha ha. Pretend my laugh here is menacing and foreboding of something not good about to happen.
Pretends.
I can't click on the tape until the 8 minutes are over.
Wait,
it
shit,
won't let
really?
you even click on the emotion.
No, it won't
Oh,
even let me.
Oh, that's annoying.
I mean, that's kind of what we
are you
did
guys-
it
what are
on
you guys
purpose though
talking
for.
about?
Is there's a 10-minute delay. There's a 10-minute
Yeah.
delay on like entry to the Willow Homestuck server because we've been raided more than
Oh,
once.
yeah.
Well, no, we've been raided
We've been
once,
rated
but
once,
was
and we
enough.
had like a bot show up that just never filled out any information. So
Oh, I just kicked them. 'Cause
yeah,
they
I
spent,
know.
like,
I
2
saw
weeks.
that. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's definitely a bot.
Yeah.
That happened to me in the Mean Cree server. There was a case and another case, and I was like, "Who are you?" And then I kicked them. I'm like, "You don't care about me or Cancri. Get out!"
Server. I forgot about it before we do that.
No, I'm just
Little
looking at Discord.
pasta.
I need to keep doing responsible things.
The Halcyon server is like incredibly quiet, but you know, I don't really
Salad.
mind it being that way. I'm a pretty
Oh,
reserved
you're-
person.
Salad.
Salad.
Salad. The chat's still talking about salad. I
Salad.
love her.
Salad.
Salad. Like they just call her Salad or Cece or Sally.
Cute.
It's really cute. I love her so
Oh.
much.
Who joined the Mean Cree?
That was
server?
me. That was me.
Oh.
Who joined. Aha!
Right.
It was me.
Okay,
all
I
but
might
one.
need to get up for a second. We're
okay.
not halfway through the frames. We are. No wait, yes we are. Okay.
Yeah.
good. We have 7 more to do, and then this shot is keyed out. It's probably not going to be the best shot, but also I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm just doing my
Good.
fucking best. Okay. I'm gonna get up for a second.
Oh,
might reheat my
you know what
coffee.
else would be fun to stream?
Mhm.
Fucking, what was that movie called? Battle Without Honor or Humanity. That would be really fascinating to
Also,
stream.
I've decided what the Resolve Party movie is gonna be. Like, I've actually formally decided, and it's going to be Galaxy Quest. We're going to watch Galaxy
Oh.
Quest.
Excellent.
You know what? We should watch The Fantastic Planet.
Maybe we could do that. We could make it a double feature. I'll
Yeah.
BRB.
All right.
I
Okay.
also have a
Janaya,
hankering to watch The Craft.
Yes.
Crap.
Janaya, you have to. Once you are in the Mean Cree server, it is a Mean Cree realm. You also have to look at the rules. It's a nut-free server, so don't bring any peanuts or tree nuts in here. We'll die. Or tomatoes, because Raiden is allergic to tomatoes.
Oh, that's a shame. I love tomatoes.
Raiden
But then
cannot
again, I'm
die.
not in the
That
Mean Cree
sounds
server.
like a good rule.
Give you the Mean Cree lover rule.
Holy
Okay, do you want to be a
snackerous.
Minakin or a Cancreekin? You don't have to have any of them. We also have
Minakin.
Neko and Pubby.
I'm
Going puppy.
definitely identify more with the Mina end of this spectrum.
All right, here you go.
Okay.
Can you please
Polly
give me the Cancri
Snackerous.
roll?
That's funny. Wait, what do you want?
Could you please give me the Cancri roll, please?
I think you might already have it. Oh, wait, you don't.
Okay.
It gives it to
I
you.
know.
Can I have the
That's
Mina
funny.
roll?
Yeah.
We're all
I
like,
like
Nemo, can we
Mina is
have
one
the...
of the- Mina is
know
one
what,
of
Bucky?
the most important characters in Plasticine Soul, actually.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know what, Bucky? You just might actually be my headcanon Cancri voice from now on.
Oh, Bucky's absolutely in my head canon Cancri voice. That's a fucking good ass
That like
voice.
deep southern, that was good. I was like,
Yeah,
was
'cause he's
good.
not. So Silas isn't like obnoxious. He's like mellowed out a bit. He got older, and he like
Right.
he's an orator. Like he knows how to speak, and he talks and he like gets you in his soft little gay hands. And
Yeah.
that's how he does it. He's like Troll Steven Universe.
Oh,
That
that's
hits
actually-
me immediately.
It's actually just like really fucking funny because Dorian is actually from the south. If you've been listening to like, if you've been paying attention to him talking about his life and people talking about him, you can kind of discern that he lives on a farm. He actually knows how to farm. He is a very accomplished farmer, and that's just funny.
Funny.
God,
The
two
southern
two
accent sort of
southern,
thing.
two southern boys.
What else was I going to say? I was going to say something about.
Yeah, we've got Alabama preacher Cankray. Greg
that
Jade
actually-
has a Texas accent.
Let me actually like.
Dirk.
So like Astera actually lived in the country for like the first several sweeps of her life, and then she ended up moving to the city. But when she comes back and forth, she probably has like a city accent, but she's very well acquainted with like country customs and stuff, and is also intimately familiar with Dorian, which is why they are Moirails. It's a beard relationship because Astera has talked about her lesbianism. And that was actually something that I really, really wanted to discuss with the troll characters, was like the concept of having a beard and just how homosexuality would be perceived among a society that still very much adheres to heterosexual social norms. Despite being a society that has a lot of bisexuals and does have a very and is openly bisexual, but unfortunately the ruler of this planet, I think it is very clear that he is not an LGBTQ identity and does not care.
Janaya, guess what you can use now? You can use the yes, honey. Like you can use the yes, honey emote. Yay!
Oh god, I still need to make emotes for the accurate server. I gotta do so much shit. I haven't been doing hardly any shit.
That's so great.
In fact, I think the most that's been said about Maneem's ancestor is that he just respects the fact that Maneem is identifying as trans mask now, and that's it. Suzuri talks about just the fact that he's not really woke or socially conscious about LGBTQ politics.
No. That's my soup. You may not
No.
have soup.
My soup.
Mia
Well,
Bucky
you can
give
have some,
soup.
but Jimmy can't have any.
Give soup.
You guys wouldn't climb in my lap and eat it out of my bowl, I assume.
I don't know.
Well, Mia might, but
You know me, I might.
Mia's a little kitty cat.
Mia might.
Meow.
I would
like
wait.
the-
I'd be a good Momo. I'd wait patient. Oh, meow. Oh, kitty. Oh, is that Jimmy?
No, that's me.
Oh. Okay. I'm hoping to hear cat noises at some point.
Jimmy
Pinto's
always
like,
does
"What
it when
the
my
fuck
microphone's
is
too far
that?"
away from me.
Oh.
Momo,
I
put
could make
Jimmy the
Pinto
cat
bark
emote in your
Chicken
server.
nugget, Mina.
I'm hearing a lot of crosstalk. I don't know what anyone's asking me.
Momo, put Jimmy the cat emote in your server.
Okay, I will at some point. I will.
Jimmy.
I will learn how to do that. Oh fuck! I gotta draw the.
I can
stupid
give you
one.
the I can give you the high resolution
Thank you.
PNG if you need it.
High res Jimmy.
High res Jimmy.
Jimmy
Oh,
That's my
Corn,
contribution to
but
the
I don't
emote
care.
landscape is the Jimmy the cat emote.
You contributed a couple in the Willow Homestuck server.
Momo, I wanted to ask you. Okay, so someone prompted this in the AU channel about like werewolf Cancree, and I was like, I like that. I thought
Werewolf
it was really funny.
Fantasist?
Yeah, werewolf. They're just like, oh,
Werewolf
look at me, I'm
Fantasist?
all this, and then they're like, oh, turn into puppy.
Puppy.
Make them do the
Puppy.
Thriller dance.
Yes.
Oh, Jimmy, you're gonna fall.
Oh.
Jimmy.
Hey, Mio.
Jimmy.
How do you feel about posting links to work in the AU channel where Mina is prominently focused on, but Cankry is, not to spoil anything, but Cankry's not having a great time. I'll put it that way.
As long as it's mean creep, it can go in the server.
Okay, it's
Those are
not
my
Mean
rules.
Cree. It is definitely not
Okay.
Mean Cree.
Mhm.
They're both in the work, but it's Mina Arania is the primary ship there.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I tapped the sign.
All right. No. Okay.
You know, Janaya, if you were in
bow
the
my head
Halcyon server,
respectfully.
you could post it there.
What is this
I
slander?
don't know what the link is to
I'm
your
kidding.
server.
No, actually, I'm not kidding. I just really like Mina and Arania kissing.
I do too. I
want
like them
to
a lot.
kiss. I
There's
re-
also
I was so fucking angry when the Briska and Mina shit happened
Oh,
because I was
yeah.
sitting there.
It's
and I was
inappropriate. That's 13 and a 19-year-old. Like, no.
That's
It's
weird. No, that wasn't
weird.
good.
Oh, that's really
You
weird.
should tune in on
Yeah.
you should tune in on Monday because we're gonna be reading one of the Mean Rania chapters in Class of
Oh.
Soul, actually.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Why are you in the Mean Cree server then, Janaya?
I like Mean Cree. I didn't write Mean Cree, that's all.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, at first I was like, are
Yes.
you going to infect my server with alternate
No.
ships?
No.
No,
I will be
people can like
respectful.
more than one ship.
No, I am so fucking sorry,
know.
Neo. I did not mean to throw you under the bus.
You did!
I have been
You threw
so
me under the
starved.
bus! I'm gonna
I
bite
am
you
so
again.
sorry. I am so fucking sorry. I have been starved for years of this content. Okay, I have been starved.
You have content of it. You know how much Mean Cree there is? I am the
Not
sole proprietor of this shit.
I don't
The
look for it. Okay, I
CEO.
just don't look for it. It
There's
needs
so
to
much
come
Mina
on
Arania
my
out
way.
there. I strangle you. I am a single father.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Oh.
I don't look
Okay,
for
everyone.
it because
Okay,
I don't
okay,
trust the
okay,
fandom.
okay. I'm like the Velociraptor meme. Like, all right.
Okay, I've got one that is. I have a Mina ship that's rarer than Mean Cree, and it is in Plasticine, and that's Porum and Mina.
Oh,
Really? That's rare? I've
There's
seen a
only
lot of them.
26 of them on AO3,
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of
which includes like background ships. I don't know how many of them are
This
focused.
is chaos. I'm trying to draw, and there's.
I'm sorry, Momo. I do like Mina and Porum. I've had an RP.
They're
with Mina and
cute.
Porum.
They're cute. They've got
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm like so fucking sorry, but I do not search for content because I do not fucking trust the fandom.
No,
so
yeah,
I
I
just kind
can't.
of stay in my
You're
little hole.
legit.
I can't
you have,
search.
You have the right idea there. I just sometimes like check the
I guess
tags to see how much there is. just
Yeah.
I like Nep Naya.
I.
Hada Kana is cute.
That
It's,
is a cute one, yeah.
I can't search for content because like so much of out there in the Homestuck, like in any Homestuck
God,
tag, is
no.
so nasty.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
MZ
Yeah, this is
ships
why I
are
try
not
to
a
keep
good
to
place
Yeah,
myself
I
in my
can't-
little hole.
Yeah, I can't look for Gamze effects. I just can't do it
Yeah.
because like Husky is
Sadly,
normalized.
Sometimes you have to make your own
I
food.
have to make my own food, but it's okay. I'm
Unfortunately,
good at. I can cook.
Momo can definitely cook.
No,
Yeah, I
don't
have-
tell
Yeah,
us
Cole's
about
eating
my
it.
cook.
I've eaten it, and it's really something.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Mina is an interesting ship. They're written in that work as kind of like a. They're kind of both doing a rebound thing, so it's not necessarily the most serious relationship in the world, but they're not like unhappy with each other or anything. So they are allowed to just
I
like
hate drawing
find
this fin. Why
comfort
did I
in each
design it?
other as a treat.
Yeah.
Why did I design this fin? I hate drawing it.
Oh, I found this thing from a Mean Cree search on Tumblr. It says, Mina, anything you say in the next 30 seconds is free. Starting now. Cancri, I think you're cocky, arrogant, bossy, and pushy. You also have a god complex and don't think of anybody but your damn self. Mina, but what? I have 22 seconds and I'm not done.
Cancri can talk fast.
Here you
I
can talk
tell ya.
fast.
Yeah. Oh, I should have made it 10 seconds, not 30, Mina.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
your
gee,
mistake. You
if-
did that.
Yeah.
If Cancri is talking fast, then Bucky, you need to voice act him with a city accent because people from the city are capable of talking very fast.
I can
It's those Yankees.
possibly do that.
Ooh. No, I'm gonna post my propaganda in here. I can't help it.
Oh my god, it's cute. I just love the way that you do Mina. She's the cutest. And I love her.
Oh, I love her.
I love her curly hair. It's
I
so
love
great.
the poof. I really love like this face in particular. I'm gonna share this face with the
Oh my
class.
God.
I just love the energy of this face. This is how big the mouth is and the little tongue, like.
I just like I don't. So I create most of the content that I'm a fan of. I do
because I
create,
just
but
love
like I feel like Create is one case where I just want to enjoy other people making stuff.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's so many things where I make the content that it's nice to have something where I can just like see what other people do.
Yes, God, I wish
Yeah.
there was other food of the very, very specific thing I want, but yeah, it's nice to like just go into the main crew zone, like, oh, other people are just making things.
Like,
Oh, is
not-
that why? Yeah, I'm cranking it out. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
but-
no, I love that. I
It's-
love seeing it. Like I don't like I really like Jade Rose Kanaya a lot.
Oh my
But,
God,
like,
Cancri is just gonna
as-
be here in the fucking
as
file
far as-
now unless I kill him.
What kind
far
of
as
sound is
not
happening
gross,
outside?
As far as not gross Jade Rose and Kanaya, there's not a lot of people making stuff like at all, and which I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, the
I like Riot
fandoms.
Breaker's art for it a lot. It's really
Me
cute,
too.
and I write a lot of the fic that's out there. But yeah, no, it's nice to have something where other people make it, and I just get to look at it because it's cute. I think they're adorable together. I don't know. I'm not in the headspace to create anything that's not related to New Game Plus or Drabbles right now.
Yeah,
I'll
that
get
makes
there
sense.
eventually.
I want everything off my plate so much so that I can
Soon.
just New Game Plus.
I eat all the food on your plate.
Yeah, no,
Naya out here making the Jade Naya content and also healthy. Rosemary is like,
Yummy, yummy.
Alright,
I
I'm
have
gonna
a
turn
big
you guys
mood.
down a
Oh.
little bit.
Oh yeah, you can
that?
turn me down.
I'm
I
just
have
gonna
a
turn
big-
everybody down a little bit.
Okay, I think
We're
that
feisty.
I feel like Me and Cree should have had some kind of. I hate using the word canon, but there should have been like some kind of like maybe they were exes because like
Ooh,
the
yeah.
Signless and
Right?
Condi had obviously obviously they were like so then I was thinking, okay, what if Mina and Kankru were like if they were exes, it would be like, oh, that's Carcat's like, huh, y'all date in this timeline like that.
That'd be funny because then it's like, oh, but in Alternia, you two kind of.
And then Kankru's like, I couldn't imagine that. I love Mina so much. And Carcat's like,
That would have been like clever and good.
It would have been
She's not
so
allowed.
funny.
Hey, that's my half and half. You may not have any more than you already got earlier.
You already had
Yeah,
half,
half.
but
Yeah, well,
But you had a quarter
half.
of that half and half. You're not getting any more.
May I have the half and half?
I gotta try the
Boy, I
gills.
know
I
the
keep,
kitty head.
keep forgetting the
Yeah.
gills.
Not
There's
being
so
able
much
to write
work
a
to
random
do.
period with my.
Fine,
You're
fine,
almost
fine,
done.
fine,
You're
fine.
so close.
You're so close. Go, Momo. Go.
You're so close. Go, Momo. Go,
Trying,
go,
trying,
go,
trying.
go.
I'm doing it.
Go, Momo, go.
You're doing it.
Go, Momo, go.
I
Thank
think you
you.
should
Go,
get to like
Mojo,
one of
Joe.
those frames near the end, and then it should just do like a Poochie style, like just sliding across the screen.
I'm gonna do just some sliding shots at this point. I'm just like, oh, I'm
You
really
should.
tired.
I'm really impressed by all this. Like you put an
Thank you.
insane amount of work into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
When Resolve
crazy.
drops, like
Yeah.
what I do with my art, I try and disarm people by putting in the production value of like very, very like traditional hegemonic like productions, so that it will normalize in their minds like the ideology of the work at the level of like the hegemonic productions that they're
Yeah.
already accustomed to. So I use
Yeah.
the visual art and direction of something
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
past their barriers. It's propaganda essentially, but it's like that's all art is.
That's actually something that's really interesting. Like that's talked about in a lot of like communist writing. I don't know if you read the Talks at the Anon forum thing on art,
I
literature
really
and
need
art.
to. I'm so sorry.
But
I haven't done my work.
it's fine. It's a relatively dense thing, but it's
Yeah.
good. It has like one of the things it talks about is the idea of like we're not rejecting the standards of quality. Like the proletariat deserve quality
Mhm.
production. Like that's you're just doing it in a way that promotes good ideology rather than promoting like capitalist ideology. Like the idea of quality isn't bourgeois. The idea of quality is just related to like taking your craft seriously and like doing a good job. And that's
Yeah.
that you can be a communist and believe in that. Like those are not the idea that communism means everything is like bland and boring is fucking anti-communist propaganda.
You have to, if your art is for the people, you have to speak to the people in a way that they're
Yeah.
going to hear you. You can't just
Right.
patronize to them.
Right. Like people deserve quality stuff. They
Yeah,
deserve,
that's
like,
why
giving
this,
it shit.
this Homestuck 2 shit is not really finding a lot of success for the people who went into it wanting it to be communist propaganda, because they also wanted to patronize everybody that wasn't already a communist. And I get that because it's frustrating, but also that no, that's not your job. That's not the position you're in. Like as an artist, if you're trying to make, propaganda, you have to actually speak to the people. And for those watching who maybe aren't familiar with like this use of the word propaganda, propaganda is like a very loaded negative term in American culture, but like it realistically, like if you're making anything that's trying to advocate for any position on anything, it is propaganda. It's not like a dirty word.
Exactly.
It's just like you're just trying to make your case. Like it's treated as a dirty word, but
Right.
it's like
it's work that promotes an ideology.
yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
like a lot
Every
of stuff
single
is
piece of work promotes an ideology, my guys.
Yeah, so you can't really get out of that. Like,
Yeah, like my main creed. That is
Mean Creep propaganda.
propaganda.
Mean Creep propaganda. Like the worst situation you can be in is if you're not conscious of other work. Like if you're being very passive about the ideology in a work and you don't understand because you just accept it as the neutral position. Homestuck. Yeah. If you ignore that there's this messaging in something as it is, then you're just becoming passive to everything that you're being told. Really. So.
Right.
Not to be all wake up sheeple, but.
Oh, you.
But wake up, sheeple.
But wake up, sheeple. I guess I like those skills.
Oh, here it is. I was gonna say I know I have a relevant meme for this discussion, which I will post.
Oh, is it Garfield?
It's related
Please
to
make
Garfield.
it Garfield.
Please make sure it's Garfield, otherwise I will have to ban you, which will break my heart, Janaya, because you're one of my favorite people, but...
Before. I think I made it on call with you.
I think probably this does seem like it's my fault. I wonder who that's for.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't tell you you're wrong, because you aren't. Ever. So...
Wonder who that's for.
God, all my
I
friends
can't
are
read.
always so correct about things. It's a real problem.
I'm gonna chop up some onions.
Nice.
I just saw the flag of the Pizza Hut. Here, I'm just being not being responsible anymore. I drew some gills and now I'm like,
It's fine. It's been 2 hours. You're good.
this
can
flag
get a little
offends
less
you. I'll help you pack.
responsible.
Hi, baby. What do you want, Stankus?
How's chat doing? Cheshire comes back to something.
Grab you.
You know what? I should actually stream fucking Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, but for real, because when Tennessee Williams' name was invoked in Wizardy Herbert, it did things to me.
I know you
It
died.
fucking did things.
I know you died.
You're a lizardy Herbert.
Lizardy.
We're gonna watch Cat on a Hot Tin Roof because it's Tennessee Williams' best production.
Okay.
Ugh,
okay.
Tennessee? I've already been there enough.
You're the only.
Don't.
Oh, dude, you guys are gonna
don't
watch
you-
like fucking.
don't
You're gonna
you
watch
even-
fucking Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and you're gonna be all like, "Fucking Maggie the cat is the Vriska of this production." And I'm gonna be like, "You're right. You're right."
But at what cost, Daft?
Did we decide which? Did we decide which Homestuck archetype Mewtwo was, or did we just decide that they weren't?
Oh, are
Purple
we
Vriska.
Purple Vriska? No, when I said two purple, I was mostly joking. I think the differentiation.
They're pretty much Vriska.
And I
mean,
think
I want to say another character, but it's specifically the way the violence is, and specifically the communities that Mewtwo appeals to. Like, it's very Vriska core.
Then
maybe more Rania, because they've got that whole. Well, I don't know. I'm not really up on my Mewtwo lore. Are they the I will destroy everyone to save them from themselves, or just because I want to?
No, okay, no.
Mewtwo is just a genetic super weapon.
Okay.
Like, Mewtwo is actually like the most contentious.
You don't know shit about Mewtwo. I can't believe you don't know shit about Mewtwo, Janaya. I thought you were a Homestuck theorist.
Mewtwo is honestly like the most contentious legendary Pokemon in the entire franchise because it is a Pokemon. Yeah, Mewtwo is a genetic super weapon made to fucking kill people. Like, this is a Pokemon who was made by humans to be a weapon of mass fucking destruction. He's essentially like a stand-in for the atomic bomb in this series.
I will say,
and he gets mega evolutions that even make him more powerful than God himself in this universe. So Mewtwo really is a contentious ideological topic.
I only played X and Y. I don't know.
You played like the worst fucking games in the series. Get back to me when you play Gold and Silver.
Oh my god!
I wasn't allowed to have Pokemon growing up. You Prometheus.
Look, play Gold and Silver, and then get back to me.
Buy it for me. I ain't paying for shit. I play Cooking Mama.
Emulate it.
Oh.
Wait, we're on stream, aren't we?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's fine.
I'm a Nintendo fan. Emu Paradise doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's not real. Don't worry, bro. Emu Paradise isn't real. Go back to sleep. This other frame of Gills I drew sucks though. So now I'm sad. Yeah, now I'm sad. So Mewtwo, the story of Mewtwo is Mew is supposed to be like the first Pokemon and one of the most powerful Pokemon.
Actually, that's really debatable now because of.
Wait, isn't Mew supposed to be Jesus or something?
No.
It's really fucking debatable now because of Gen 4, but.
Well, what I'm telling you, what in the context of the story of Mewtwo, we don't have Gen 4 yet. We just have like Gen 1. Like Gen 2 hasn't even happened yet. We just have Gen 1 and the Pokemon movie, and like this is the context that the story takes place in, and like they write more shit later, but that doesn't retroactively change like the spirit of how the first movie was written in. So like Mew is supposed to be like the genetically oldest Pokemon, or like the quote-unquote first Pokemon, and people are trying to find it. They can't find it, but they find some DNA, and they try and recreate Mew in a lab.
No, what happens is if you play the Red and Blue games, they actually do find Mewtwo. They actually do find Mew, but the thing is, they take its child. Mewtwo wasn't just a random genetic experiment. It was literally Mew's child. They take it.
Mew's egg. No.
In the movie, it's like it's strongly implied that it was made.
Disregard the movie.
I can't. I'm talking about Mewtwo's character in the movie.
But this all applies to the game, except it's worse.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about like the Mewtwo as in like the character presented in the movie. And the movie starts with like the scenes of the genes and the genetic experiment.
You little shit.
Okay, but important context for the lore of Mewtwo is that it's Mew's literal child. So take that as you will.
Yeah, the games and the movie, like they do different things. Like that's also like within the context. Like that provides some context of like how the games handled it. But yeah, like it's still even genetically it's like still considered the child of Mew because it's like a result of those genetics.
Like the games and the anime like completely clash with each other.
Yeah.
But it's important for today that Mewtwo is essentially Mew's kid, which makes this whole thing a bit more.
Yeah, but the reason Mewtwo is so
dubious.
is so different and like so different from Mew is that they did like this this Pokemon exists. You know, yeah, to be the super weapon, and it was like changed by the intervention of humans, like with the intention of like never having any agency or never having any existence outside of the context of being a tool for humans to use. That's why it's not really the Vriska. Like in Mewtwo goes on to complicate the relationship between humans and Pokemon by through Mewtwo's own lived experience being an example of no, Pokemon do not have total autonomy in this relationship, and wants to I think kill all the humans, like kill all the humans with a huge storm that's gonna like take over the planet and get rid of humans so Pokemon can be free, because Pokemon don't need trainers and Pokemon don't need humans. They can survive without them, and they're stronger without them. Yeah. And it's, yeah, like, that ideology is never really exactly what's confronted in the movie, like, sort of, but it's just like, but no, Pikachu and I are friends. And it's like, yeah, but that doesn't actually confront any of the like, systems that are in place that allowed Mewtwo's experiences to happen, so...
Mewtwo is valid.
Yeah, Mewtwo is valid, actually.
Like, but no, I have a black friend.
Right? But this black person agrees with everything I say.
In like the games, what happens is Mewtwo is born, they take Mewtwo, and then it escapes. You're not allowed into Cerulean Cave until you've beaten the Elite Four. But when you encounter Mewtwo, it's it pretty much is where the game's incredibly dark themes are at their most apparent, but it's very quiet. Like Pokemon Generation 1 might just be the darkest generation there is, just because of the existence of Mewtwo.
Okay, Matt Pat.
Their ideological complications.
I mean, you're right.
Games do not talk about this.
Oh, here we go.
That was all I really had to say, but I guess I could repose like Kyogre Vriska theory.
There's not always a Vriska. There's not always a Vriska in a piece of media.
No. Okay, here's why Kyogre is Vriska. Blue. Okay.
Blue.
Okay.
Well, I can't argue with that, you know.
Okay, but no, in all seriousness, the reason I posit Kyogre Vriska theory instead of Vriska Rayquaza theory is because Kyogre is a Pokemon with a type matchup against Groudon, who I've described as Dirt Godzilla. Like, these two Pokemon,
Dirt Godzilla.
Groudon is the Pokemon embodiment of land, and Kyogre is the Pokemon embodiment of water. In the games, in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, you come across teams who want to misappropriate these Pokemon so that they can either with Team Aqua raise the land, or with Team Magma, Team Aqua raise the water, or with Team Magma raise the land. But the thing about Kyogre is that it has a type matchup against Groudon, which means if these two Pokemon were to go head-to-head with each other, Kyogre has the obvious advantage, which is representative of systemic privilege.
Yeah, old Godzilla
and also blue.
Was hopping around Tokyo City like a big playground.
You know, it's funny how Pokemon has this incredibly good, like, platform to talk about nuclear warfare, especially when it comes to, like, Mewtwo, but it just doesn't do that.
Fascist.
He is, and he hit Godzilla with a bat grenade.
How fucking dare he?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
And then Godzilla tried to attack, didn't expect to be blocked by Shaq, who proceeded to open up a can of Shaq Fu.
Shaquille O'Neal?
And then Aaron Carter came out of the blue.
Oh, no.
God damn it,
He
Momo.
started beating up Shaquille O'Neal. They both got ran over by the Batmobile. I know all of the lyrics. I know every single lyric to Ultimate Short.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat you.
Oh, okay.
Also, I put this
By
in
the
chat.
way,
but I
For your
should say it
London
out
Demon
loud
King.
for posterity. There's
Nice.
always a lighthouse. There's always a Vriska.
There's always a Vriska.
Eat shit.
Oh no.
There is no Vriska in Hybrid Rule. I promise you that.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no Vriska.
Okay. People will
Unsubscribed. No.
people will diagnose someone with Vriska, unfortunately.
Right.
They
That's
better
just
not.
a
I'll
rule.
bite them. I'll come out of
Oh,
the
I only have
comments
20 more minutes of streaming. I mean, I did take a little break, so maybe I should. I did just like stare and talk about salad for a minute, so maybe I should go a little bit longer to make sure I actually do my work.
Salad.
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 Okay.
We
how's
We
the
gotta have
chat
another
doing?
salad intermission.
Mhm.
That's what you should just put in Act 8.
This is salad intermission. Oh, salad.
It just like Resolve just cuts out, and there's a little animation of Salad just like bobbing back and forth, and the music is different
The
for
music's
like I don't know 5 to 10 seconds, and then it cuts back into Resolve.
Yeah. I want to. We'll see if I can do it. You know the little Let me actually get it open. You know the little bit where Andrew Hussy's like having tea with death. That little cut there. So if I have time, what I'll do is I'll have it where if you're fast and you click like on the teacup, you can go to a little quick, stupid mini game. That's
Okay, wow,
otherwise
you are
hidden.
trying to kill yourself.
No, and I wouldn't make it something hard to do. I would make sure it
You
was
are
something
putting
easy.
a little mini game in your 13-minute animation you have
It's
been
not
working for
13
years.
minutes. It's 10 minutes.
It's 13 minutes.
No, it's not 13 minutes.
It's
not how
13 minutes.
How is it 13 minutes when it's like
You're
10
making
minutes?
it whatever 888 seconds or whatever.
That would have been 9 minutes and 28 seconds, and then it was supposed to come out on 9:28, but that didn't happen because the smoke fucked me up, and there was a bunch of shit that happened. So.
Yeah.
My state was on fire, and I lost a bunch of months in the summer because I was getting tear gassed, so
God, yeah.
I was busy.
Busy.
You know, if this pandemic wasn't happening, I would have been able to go to the riots.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I am just one sick bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad there were. I had a friend who was like doing some writing, and like I don't know if they didn't mean for it to come off that way, but I was like, I'm not gonna congratulate you for going. I feel like that's something you should be doing. I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
white friend. I'm like, yay, but what do you want me to do? Say thank you? I guess.
You don't do that sort of thing for congratulations, because like you can very easily go to those things and not accomplish shit if you're not careful. Like it's
Yeah.
really like
I mean, a lot of it ends up not accomplishing
Right.
shit.
literally anybody can show up to those. Literally
no
anybody
one
can show up. Like
goes
yeah.
any further than that. Like they think, well, I went to the protest. I'm good now. Did the thing. I'm done.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They don't
Cheshire's.
change anything about how they live, which is worthless garbage. Like you have to change the way
Mhm.
that you engage with the world in order to facilitate the things that people are fucking protesting for.
Yeah. I just wish a part of me is like, oh, I could go, but part of me is like, you know what? I don't want to be taken into any custody with police. I'm just gonna sit here, and I feel like me being safe is also a good part
It
of it.
is like
They will fucking
you
arrest you.
shouldn't
Like the
have
more
to.
frustrated they get, the more they will arrest you for things like having a megaphone, standing in the street because the police approached you and you needed to get up and stand in the street because the police were approaching you.
Yeah, it's scary. I've already been in a cop car before. I don't want it to happen again. So I was like, all my friends are going press. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'll be here, being safe inside.
Right, like when things were really like popping off again in Austin, after Foster got shot, there was a protest that was like the APD had already gotten to the point where they like anytime that people were in the street, they would like come fucking arrest people. So they would stand on the sidewalk and just like hold a sign, and the APD rolled up on the protest and fucking rolled it because people were on the sidewalk. And then the second time they did it, later in the day, they came up because people were walking on the fucking sidewalk. They were not in the street and they weren't blocking anything, but they came up and they just like randomly arrested a couple people. And I was like walking. I was there filming, so I'm filming like trying to film them arresting these people. And they have this girl on the ground who's fucking screaming, and they're like on her back or her neck, which they're definitely not supposed to do. They
Right.
don't fucking care. And one of the cops is like 15 feet away from me, turns to me, yells, "Get back!" I'm at the edge of the sidewalk filming him, and maces me. Like, just
My
not even like
God.
waiting a second. Just like bam with those fucking like mace sprayers they have. And like, okay, dude, nice job there. Like, they're just so fucking out of control.
Oh, makes me so angry. Makes me so angry. So
Like
mad.
their whole shit is just completely.
It's
They
fucking
need to be
disgusting.
gone. They cannot.
Mhm.
This is not a reformable institution. It's an institution that needs to be abolished.
Yeah.
It's like every white boy with a power trip ends up going into the police force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's this one
High
dude in
school.
particular that's like he had this big fucking like mullet, and he was like always like standing there like he just wanted to beat the shit out of somebody. He was like one of the like you get to know some of these fucking cops by sight because they're always out there like fucking with protesters, and he was one of the worst.
Angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really go to protests because some family stuff. So I'm like, I don't want any of that. Scary.
No, you don't have to. Like, it's
Right.
there's a lot of fucking people in this country. Enough that we could make serious change happen if we were committed. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I really hate the
They
influencers
are
that go.
brainwashed by the cult of white supremacy.
Wish influencers would stop being like, oh, I went to protest. Cool. All
Wow.
right. Thanks for using it for
Yeah.
like, I don't know, clout. I'll eat you.
Do
I
you
went to
guys
a
want an
protest. Here's
exceptionally
mine.
bad line from Wizardy
like.
Herbert?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Gonna post it in chat.
All right, I'll take a quick look at that. Let me go take a look.
Whoa, there are so many things in the Wheeler Homestead.
All bad.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
It is bad. I am so glad I am almost done. Can't wait to get traumatized by those two things Momo was telling me about.
Why are you doing that to yourself? You don't have to
It's
read
it's
Wizardy
very
Herbert.
interesting. No, it's a very interesting text.
Mom was like, no, but they do.
But they do because I need someone to talk to me about the spoilers redacted that happens.
Oh,
That
yeah.
unfortunately, without the novel being finished, we're not even supposed to be reading it. It was never actually published, so I'd feel a little bad, but it's not like it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Drawing big
I
old
believe the
things.
technical term for a work like that is perpetually unpublishable, so I think it's good.
Oh no, yeah, maybe.
An editor just comes back. The entire thing is in red. It's just like, this is
Right.
garbage. Please write something else.
Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba Perry.
Maybe the
watermelon
fin
passion.
flares up like during the
Passion.
turn as like a little turning mechanism.
So Dad, when you gonna read Hybrid World, huh?
Oh, I've actually already read it, but I can read it
Oh.
again.
Oh, I didn't know you already read it.
Yeah. I was actually informed about it when near the time it came out, and I was all like, "Oh wow, this is a bop!" And you haven't updated it since May, and I'm mad at you.
Hey, I'm working on the Flash. I showed Momo the Flash, and
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
So fucking cool.
Yeah, everybody's getting held up by their flashes. Nasa Glass is asking me what I'm working on. I am working on the Cetus fight portion of Resolve. Let's kind of go here. So we're just doing the final, like, all the keys for the missing shots of Resolve. I've got the Cetus fight all ripped out. It's gonna go right in the middle here.
That actually reminds me, I have to go beg Val to teach me Flash, despite the fact that
Yeah.
it's December 2020 and Flash is dying.
Well, you can still export to HTML5. They added streaming audio now. There's a couple more things you have to do. I'm gonna be talking with some folks about
Is that only in anime or is that in older versions of Flash?
No, it's only in Animate now.
I refuse to pay Adobe a fucking dime. The second Clip Studio Paint has that feature. I'm like, bye bye.
Clip Studio Paint's not gonna have Unfortunately, it's a totally different program. That's like a drawing program, but this will have like.
They might one day.
Maybe, I don't
believe in
know.
them. The animation feature in the Clip Studio Paint is great. That's what I'm doing to do the Flash.
Good.
Oh, that actually reminds me. I should legally buy Clip Studio Paint.
You should. It's actually pretty
I
much
should
really worth it. They give you
legally
100
buy
gigabytes.
Clip Studio.
If you legally buy Clip Studio Paint, they give you 100 gigabytes of storage.
Why is
Oh,
this?
wow. That's lovely.
Well, if you want to actually legally buy it and not wink nudge legally buy it, they do sales like periodically. I know they did
Yeah.
one recently that was like ridiculously like half off or
It's
70%.
amazing. There's a certain way
Yeah.
you can do it that like I got EX is like $200+, but I got EX for like 160 because I got the sale for Pro, which is $25, and then I upgraded it, which was
Crash?
$80. So honestly, I actually got EX for half price, just waiting on sale.
You can
It's
also
so
do,
worth it.
do a monthly
This is
access
just like a
now.
one-time purchase thing. It's not like a subscription,
Yes.
like fucking.
Yeah, it's
No,
one
they
time.
offer a subscription, but they have a one-time purchase option.
Yeah, just one time.
Okay.
And the subscription is not super expensive. I think even EX is like $10 a month or something.
Yeah, it's great.
Still,
I
I
love
don't
it.
like that. I don't like subscriptions.
It's mainly
Okay,
subscription
one.
based for like iPad and stuff, but you can just have it regularly too. I guess if you don't use Clip Studio Paint that often. But Clip Studio is like my main drawing software.
I'm such a fucking bitch for Side because, like, it's very, very easy to understand, but
It's maybe because it's called Easy Paint Tool Sign.
it is a fucking godsend of a program, but I might actually need to, like, broaden my horizons.
I use Clip Studio Paint and Paint Tool Sign. They work marvelously together. I like use both intangibly. I just go back and forth, and it just makes it's just great. Because using both, you get like because the paint bucket tool in Clip Studio Paint is unmatched. It's absolutely amazing. I can color an entire scene in like a minute because you don't have to be like click click click. You can hold down, and if you have a certain color, it will only paint over that color that you hold down
Should
on,
probably make,
and you
like,
can
a
just
little
scan it across the whole
explosion.
page. It's amazing.
It's really cool.
Oh, what's up with your knee, buddy? Why do you have a spot on your knee? Why do you have a little spot on your
David,
knee?
what are you doing?
Oh wait, you're right there. Oh god, what is over there?
Whoa.
Yeah, they offer monthly usage plans for oh, it's like $9 a month. That's not a lot of money. That's for one device.
Okay, so I was only, like, kind of glossing over this racism in Wizardy Herbert, but apparently Beautree's, like, just runs. She just runs, which is nice. It's lovely. It's fucking my toes are not curling in because it is good content.
Drawing fingers and toes. Drawing fingers.
Also, there's a character whose name is very clearly supposed to be a slurring of Voldemort in here, but I already know who this character is because I spoiled myself a long time ago on the Wizardy Herbert wiki, which does in fact exist.
Oh, good.
God.
Oh,
Wow,
good. Well,
why?
I did not even
Weird.
finish this
Why?
one shot in 3 hours. That feels fucking miserable. But we're doing our best.
And we're miserable together.
Yeah.
Trucking along. I know
Doing
it's
our
a lot.
best. It's a lot. There's
Believe in you, Stinkier. Believe in
there's
you.
Doing it.
18 shots. This one's gonna be done today. hopefully the rest of these will be easy. I'll try and get some of them done. If I can get all this done this week and then all this done the next week, then I can have it done by... Nope! I can't have it done by the 22nd. I don't know if I'm getting it done by the end of the year. I don't know.
It's okay.
when it's
Hats
done.
your head.
It's
Yeah.
kind of not, because, well, it'll be fine. I
know-
can still do the HTML5 conversion. I'm just going to have to do more work to get certain parts of it to appear, because we still don't have masks.
Son of a bitch, Jimmy, why do you have to use my legs as like a claw elevator to get out from under there?
Yeah.
You're such
Ow.
a dick. This is the third time today he's just like clawed across my legs.
Little bastard.
Is his nails clipped?
Yeah, they're clipped. They're like blunt. They're just like they still
Oh.
hurt.
Mm-hmm.
My leg hair isn't that much of a defensive measure.
Alright, well, that's the stream. I drew 7 frames. That really sucks for 3 hours. That's really not good.
Hey.
No, that's seriously really bad. I don't know. I'm gonna have to either hope I warm up or do something differently or just think about it. I don't know. Maybe try and work
Beautiful
off call. I don't know.
today.
No, I really didn't. Because there's 14 frames in this one shot, and then there's like, there's so many other shots. But
So
I can think about it.
professional looking. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Momo.
Yeah, but it's also gotta be done. So I'm just trying to find a happy medium. Well, I think that's the stream. That's my 3 hours. So, that's it. That's the stream. Thank you everybody for coming. Sorry, it was a little crazy today, but
Oh geez, I
That's
didn't
okay.
get to stream my Wizardy Herbert reactions.
nope.
but that's
Sorry,
fine. I'm
nope.
still
You gotta
reading it.
read faster. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm gonna try and get back to this being regular. I'm gonna take a break once Resolve is done. And I probably just won't.
Definitely.
I won't.
Deserve it.
I will work on
Oh yeah.
some things for a little bit. I'm hoping to try and make Dune Swift easier on myself. I'm going to solicit a lot of help if I can do it. Most of the brunt of it being complicated is like figuring out how to just program it, because it's got like a framework that I think for the most part still works. You just have to what?
If you need help, I
So-
can help.
I was reading Wizardy Herbert, and Grant
Okay,
mentioned
but can we
something
talk about that
doll.
in a minute? Because the OpenBound engine, like the walk-around engine, is an HTML5. It does in theory work. You can still just make it to work in the browser, but it's really a lot of the coding that's going to take a lot of work on my part, and then like maybe a lot of.
Yeah.
I think mostly environmental art assets. I'm just going to reuse the other ones.
If you need help
Yeah.
with HTML5 coding, I can help.
Okay.
So the OpenBound engine not only still works, but it's pretty easy to modify like a lot of the
Exactly,
basic
yeah.
stuff like scripting, because I had to learn a little bit about how to modify it for the slur replacement project.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you could definitely do that, especially if you're trying to hit that same like level of complexity where it's not like a full ass RPG, it's a walk around experience. And I think
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can do that,
I
especially
think
if you
we're gonna do it. All right. So that's the
compromise.
plan. That's the plan. I know Act 8's been really held up. It was a very bad year.
Yeah.
And it's just I have not really been having a good time recently. But I'm really trying, and you know, I don't mind when things are a challenge, but I guess it's been like more than just a challenge just this year, and especially the last couple months. So thank you everybody. Like no one's been impatient with me. No one's been like, "Where's Act 8?" Like no one's been like that, and I really like that. And everyone's been very kind. But just want to say that I appreciate it. But okay, and yeah, that's the stream. And sorry, Def, we will talk about Wizardy Herbert once I'm off. I just wanted to wrap that up before we go. But everybody, have a great day. I will now click end stream. It'll probably actually cut us off mid-sentence.
Yay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Die, everybody.